to take care of yourself. But she thought that meant she had to do it on her own. We were trained to help others, but there's strength in finding help for yourself too. We're in this together. Even the toughest of us might not know where to go to get a little support.
Encourage women who have served to learn more about the VA care and benefits they've earned. The VA Women Veterans Call Center connects veterans with personalized information on VA services that can make a difference. Call 1-855-VA-WOMEN or visit www.womenshealth.va.gov. 1-855-VA-WOMEN or visit www.womenshealth.va.gov.
Tiger weather now.
Well, early clouds will give way to sunshine this afternoon as temperatures today top out at 42. A few clouds tonight, record lows in the forecast, low 22. Partly cloudy, warmer tomorrow up to 52. Showers return on Thursday. Thursday's high 53. Friday dry, mid-50s. Richard Wettig of the Weather Channel.
The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers. KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Sports World, your local uniform professionals since 1973. 8809 Juella, 686-1880.
Napa know-how. Right now, only at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So you can avoid getting stranded on the side of the road by picking up some quality parts like batteries, brake pads, and more. Meaning you can prevent the problem before it ever becomes a problem. Bravo! That's 20% off for AAA members. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/19.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the Ultimate Unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's best 4G LTE networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less.
Compatible device and SIM required. Excludes the two-line plan. See straighttalk.com.
Not quite ready for the holidays? Warm up to the season with McCafe donut sticks with chocolate dipping sauce and go from this.
Okay, Janice, I'm going to need you to take your holiday spirit from a 10 to a 2 before I pop your inflatable snowman.
To this.
Janice, these holiday decorations are a revelation. Oh, want to wear our matching light-up sweaters to the tree lighting ceremony tonight?
Warm up to the holidays with light, flaky donut sticks, now with new chocolate dipping sauce and the cinnamon cookie latte only from McCafe. Good is brewing. At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating. Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new unlimited plans from Total Wireless. Get 4 lines with unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 100 gigabytes at high speed, then 2G for just $25 a month per line.
You have arrived at your destination.
Get the new unlimited plans. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Walmart. See terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Sports World, your local uniform professionals since 1973. 8809 Juella, 686-1880.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Hope all is well with you and yours. Yeah. Gonna get you. Gonna get you a little dirt foot in your day. Holy doctor. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. The early riser portion of our show is presented to you by Sports World. Your local uniform professionals since 1973. What? Get out of town, man. That can't be right. You must be bugging. Yeah. Joining us in Stu Studio, it's our old pal Rogers Hampton Jr.
Hey, boy, happy 2 for Tuesday there, Tim Fletcher.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! If you ever need 2 of anything, today is the day.
Oh, really? Huh.
$2 this, $2 that. I like it like this. I like it like that.
That is true. It is $2 Taco Tuesday over at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory.
Oh, to warm you up on this cold day, baby. Get it, animal.
We will. You can call us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, 320-1130, 320-1130. You can text us on the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line, 318-GUY-PILE, 318-489-7453. 318-489-7453, Rogers Hampton. Let's go ahead and do a little SEC update.
This SEC update is brought to you by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport. They're open hump day to holy day.
Well, the SEC has announced their Conference Players of the Week. And no surprise, Joe Burrow, Clyde Edwards-Helaire named the SEC Co-Offensive Players of the Week. Burrow, 31 out of 39, 393 yards, 3 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 103 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 9 catches, 77 yards, and a score. That's pretty special. Daniel Batuli of Tennessee, the linebacker, was named the Defensive Player of the Week. Rodrigo Blankenship, Georgia's a really good kicker, named the Special Teams Player of the Week. Ben Cleveland, Georgia offensive lineman, named the OL Lineman of the Week. Defensive Lineman of the Week is Jonathan Greenard of Florida. Freshman of the Week, Mohamed Diabate, the Florida linebacker, as well as John Rice Plumlee, the Ole Miss quarterback, was also named the Freshman of the Week. Gives me the vapors just thinking about it. Oh, that boy is something else. So, yeah, there are your SEC Players of the Week. Burrow and Helaire getting it done together.
This SEC update was brought to you by Red River Brewing. They're open from hump day to holy day. Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street.
Hello there, Adam.
How's it going?
Good, man. What's going on?
6:07 in the morning. Nothing.
It is 6:07 in the morning. There is something going on. We got a radio show, man. Oh, yeah. And your Seattle Seahawks picked up a win last night. Kind of a big game. Kind of a big win.
That might have been the strangest football game I've ever watched.
It was weird. How many turnovers? 5 turnovers?
A bunch.
Including 2 of the more inexplicable fumbles I think I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
The rip of DK Metcalf before the half was odd.
Very.
And then the Russell Wilson fumble where it bounces out into his offensive lineman's arms and he tries to run it and gets strip sacked and scooped and scored.
Yeah. That's an Aggie.
Yeah.
Fall down on the ball. Fall down on the
He
ball.
had a chance to make a football play, Adam.
No, fall down on the ball. And Pete Carroll was quite animated about his decision to do that in the postgame.
What did he have to say?
What is he doing? in a quite animated way. And I'm not going to try to do at 6:08 in the morning.
The Niners are no longer unbeaten.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Garoppolo did not look great. Looked like the ghost of Jadeveon Clowney will be his tormentor as he hit the pillow last night, or was his tormentor. Clowney had, I think, 10 quarterback hits.
10
5
pressures
hurries,
or something
10
like
pressures,
that.
Yeah, it was. He got after him pretty good, in other words. There was no rest for Jimmy G. I don't know how many adult film stars he's going to have to date to soothe him after that one. Holy moly. That was, he got hit a lot.
Yes, he did.
Jadeveon Clowney looked like the guy that, and I know they mentioned it many times last night, looked like the guy that the Texans drafted and wanted to see for years and years and years. I know he was really good for the Texans the last couple of years, but he was fantastic last night.
He was. He's finally got some help with Jaron Reed back.
Yeah.
Because he was. It's weird. He's having a good season, but he doesn't have the numbers because he's drawing double teams and things like that. But now that they're kind of a little healthier on the line, and they got Reed back from suspension, and it's starting to work out.
Saw almost as much chatter about the broadcast crew as I did the game last night. People are not big fans of Booger.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I tune it out. It just doesn't.
I only started paying attention because of some of the things that were being tweeted out. And so
every week is sure, but I don't know. I just don't. Nothing jumps out at me. It's not like Danielson.
No. It's just Booger sometimes is a restater of the obvious, and sometimes he'll repeat what what's his whistle says.
Testator.
And Testator seems like he's trying to make everything a little bit more exciting than it actually may be.
Isn't that kind of what they're supposed to do, though?
No, not necessarily. Not Nestler, but our boy who called the Black Cat.
Harlan?
Yeah, Kevin Harlan. He can kind of get away with it because he has fun with it.
He's also on radio, too. I think there's maybe a difference there.
He does TV as well.
From Monday Night Football, he does?
Yes, Sundays. He does the Monday night games on
TV, not radio. That's what I'm talking about. You said he does TV also.
Yeah.
What TV is he doing?
He does Fox or CBS games on Sunday.
On Monday night, I'm saying.
Oh, on Monday night he does radio.
Yes.
Right. I'm just saying, I think
there's a difference when you're doing TV and you're doing radio.
I do too. But Harlan's like that on TV as well.
That's what I'm saying. He's like Brando.
Yeah. He's the same on radio as he is TV.
It's the same thing.
I like it. And I don't mind Testator. I just know that I just started paying attention more to Booker last night. Like, Booker does sometimes not really bring a whole lot to the table.
I don't know. I guess I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah. Pete Carroll after the game. What was he thinking?
Yeah. He was quite animated about it.
Yeah. That was terrible, he said. Yeah. Russell Wilson has kind of thrust himself right back into the mix, or not thrust himself back into, continues to kind of pace the MVP chatter.
Oh, yeah.
He was amazing. And the one pass that he wants back in overtime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a game winner.
It's that far away from being the literally most beautiful, perfect pass that you could ever see in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy moly. That's a feathery touch.
Yeah.
But Dre Greenlaw actually made a pretty good play on it as well. But, yeah, it had fumbles. It had back and forth, lead changes, ebbs, flows, injuries. Glad that I got Emmanuel Sanders. Ended up in a tie in fantasy football because
that's good.
He had Tevin Coleman. I had Emmanuel Sanders. Overtime, Coleman gets like 12 more yards.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders has his 24 yards of catches and like, oh, my ribs hurt. Well, get out there with busted ribs. Nat Grubbs played with busted ribs in 1980 for the Monticello Billies. I think that Emmanuel Sanders can go out there and play with a little rib hurt. Like, one more catch for 6 yards is all. Was that too much to ask? That was ridiculous.
Does he understand what's at stake?
He does not know what's at stake. Just absurd. Tonight we'll find out. The LSU Tigers will most likely be well above the fray as far as the playoff rankings. Hester, we didn't get your thoughts on this before you departed yesterday. Who's your top 5? Who do you think will be the top 5 in the college football playoff rankings tonight?
I don't know. Is it week 2 of here's a controversial team that's in there? You know?
Yeah.
LSU's number 1. Ohio State's number 2.
Those are the obvious. Is Clemson the obvious 3? I think so.
Probably.
Unless they move Minnesota all the way from 17 to 3.
They'll be in the top.
No.
7? 6, 7?
I still think Alabama's going to be 5 or below. Rodgers believes they'll fall to 4.
I guess it depends on Georgia, huh? How far do they take them to 4?
It's either Georgia or Alabama.
Yeah. I could see that being the, Alabama's not in. Yeah, absolutely.
I still think the committee can look at that 33-13 first half and just kind of say, okay, this was a dominant win, even though,
I'll say that they'll put Georgia at 4, Bama at 5, and that'll be the, look what they did.
I think Bama's 5 at best.
And then I guess.
I say I think that's as good as they're going to get. I think they may be 6.
I think I'm right. I think I'm with Rodgers. I don't see him going that far down.
All right. We'll see. We shall see. I have been wrong. Oh.
Number of times.
Oh, was it September? Like that second Wednesday of September. Do you remember? You wrote it down. Because you said, this is amazing. You're actually wrong.
No, I think you actually.
Check your notebook.
I don't have notes for this.
Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 the Tiger, 6:15 the time. Hester is here. Hampton is here. $2 tacos are here at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory. That's the way you get the ball rolling, buddy, all day long. $2 tacos, $2 Tecate, $2 tequila. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, also your home for the holiday party. You want fresh mix for a holiday kind of gathering, you know where to go. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20 in Bossier City. Back with James Thurman of the Plain Dealing Lions with our first choice personnel coaches conversations right after this. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser. Red River Brewing has got something tasty and delicious waiting for you this afternoon. When you get off work, stop by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall, where downtown meets I-20. And remember this, they've got a great space there for holiday gatherings. Red River Brewing. Get in touch with them, 317-4110, 317-4110. Sports World can certainly take care of your Christmas shopping needs, but also just a reminder as you head toward that semester break as well, more than likely that kiddo of yours has outgrown that school uniform, so they've got your athletic uniforms, and they have got every school uniform you could ever need. Your local uniform professionals since 1973, your Christmas shopping headquarters for those athletes in your family. Sports World, 8809 Juella, your local uniform professionals since 1973. Our old pal Rogers Hampton is a big Prussian army buff, and one of his favorite generals was General Warehouse back in the day. I don't know if you're aware of that. Nicole from First Choice Personnel, you too are looking for General Warehouse.
We are, just a little bit different, like production warehouse, assembly, people who've worked out in the warehouse, just looking for people who may have not worked in the warehouse but have some stocking skills. We're looking for anyone who's done production or assembly.
That's what they're looking for at First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice your last call, 797-7810.
Hey, this is Bubba Winningham with Chevyland in Shreveport, and it's the Black Friday sale all November long going on right now. This is your chance. We have a 2019 Silverado Crew Cab Custom Trail Boss Edition. Now, what that means is it's got a factory 2.5-inch leveling kit with some bigger, beefier Goodyear Duratrack tires. It's got the 355 horsepower 5.3-liter V8. You've got tons of equipment, and this is the best-looking four-wheel drive truck on the ground. There's 13 of them today, and you can have that truck for $10,000 off MSRP, which puts you right around $36,000 to $37,000 for a good-looking four-wheel drive, brand-new Crew Cab Silverado. Check us out at Chevrolet.com or come by at 7500 Erie Drive.
Mudbox hockey returns to Georgia's Pond at Hurst Coliseum
all month long in December. You want to stuff something in a stocking? How about a hockey stick, baby? Mudbugs Hockey, all weekend, every weekend in December. MudbugsHockey.com. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports, 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show with Rogers Hampton and Adam Hester. First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversations are just about ready to commence. First Choice Personnel, make First Choice your last call. 797-7810. Looking for holiday jobs? By gosh, have they got a plenty of temporary jobs as well for you and yours. Get in touch with Nicole and the crew. 797-7810, 797-7810. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice your last call. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, your head coach of the Plain Dealing Lions. Playoff bound, baby. You know him. You love him. He's James Thurman. Hey, Coach Thurman, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How are y'all this morning?
I'm all right, buddy. Everything okay in your neck of the woods?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if I was going to have to get an ice pick to get in my truck, but
yeah,
had a little ice crackling when I opened the door, but other than that, we're pretty good. We're on the road and headed north. So.
That's the way to do it, buddy. Heading north. Of course, it's playoff time. The Plain Dealing Lions finish off the regular season last week with a 56-0 win over Magnolia Charter. And I guess, James, in essence, this one was kind of a no-doubter before the thing even started. So how did you approach that game? And when did you start pulling your starters out?
Well,
you don't have a whole lot of room to pull out starters.
Right, yeah. We kind of got to the end right there, and, it's kind of a deal where you start thinking, okay, who can we put in? But, I told people I went and watched Magnolia play Wasson in that first game of the year, and, I left about the first quarter, and honestly, I left thinking, I was really worried these guys weren't going to make the season. I thought by week 10, based on the numbers they had and just how, you could tell how new they were at football, but I didn't know if a lot of these guys were going to stick with it. And, being the big district that we are, we get a lot of film from, everybody. You end up seeing a lot of film on your teams before you play them because, they play somebody else in your district and get that film for the other team. And, as I watched Magnolia, they never were, overly great in terms of, the score and things like that, but every single week, those guys got better. I mean, they got better. You could tell they were getting coached. They were learning football, and it was kind of neat to see. And, Friday night, we went down and we got the ball the first drive. We went 4 and out. I mean, we went for on 4th down, and they stopped us. And then they got the ball, and they put together a little drive, and we had to come to play that first little while. And the thing I really noticed about them throughout the game, whereas I thought maybe we'd have the big advantage, they tackled real well in space, so we didn't really, other than, I think twice we ended up catching them in a bad situation. We went for long touchdowns. Other than that, I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of yards after the catch like I assumed we would. But, we kind of went in. I told the kids, I said, the first half is yours. I told them, I said, if y'all score 100 in the first half, it is what it is. I'm going to let y'all play the first half, and then I'll dictate, how the game goes after that. And, they did, started off a little slow, but, I let them play, and they did well. And we threw for about, I think, 316 in the first half, and threw for 5 touchdowns. And the second half, we came out and got into a power set and just, ran, dive pretty much and tossed a little bit, never threw the ball again. But I think we scored that first series coming out of the locker room at half, and then at that point, I pretty much told my kid, I said, I don't care what happens, we're not going to pile on these guys. We're going to, if you break one, run out, and we'll take knees. And we did. We took the next 3 series. We just took knees and turned the ball over to them. But, those guys, they didn't deserve to have more points hung on them. And, like I said, the first half, it is what it is. Like I said, I told the guys they could do whatever. But I definitely wasn't going to try to score a bunch in the second half because, like I said, those guys played so hard. And they're such good kids. They just had such good, discipline that, they were just good-spirited, and they played their hearts out. They just don't have a lot of experience over there. So those guys just, for what they had, what they did, my hat's off to them, that coaching staff, because, man, they fought all year. And like I said, they definitely made a liar out of me because I did not think they were going to be able to finish that season, what they had going in that Washington game. So I was proud of them. I think they did a great job.
James Thurman joining us. Of course, first week of the playoffs. Let's go here. Taking on Delta Charter. Delta Charter comes in 3-7. Opened the year with a 3-game losing streak, then a 4-game losing streak. But then they've put together a nice little deal here. They beat Sicily Island, they beat Delhi, they beat Tensall. Those are their 3 wins. A 3-7 team in the postseason. What is it about this Delta Charter team? Give us a little bit of a thumbnail sketch about what they are all about.
Well, when you look at records, sometimes they're very, a bit deceiving. And I kind of tell our guys a lot of times when we're playing somebody and they start comparing records, I tell them, we need to look where we would be if we were on that path. If we were, if 4 of their losses come to Oak Grove, Ouachita Christian, Cedar Creek, and St. Fred. I mean, you can't look at that in any other way. And we would definitely lose those 4 games. Those guys are top-notch programs that are playing at a high level right now, and so you got to kind of throw those out the window. And you look at the other ones. There were a couple of close games they lost, and then, like I said, I felt like they won the 3 they should have won. And so you can't really look at their schedule, at their record. They play in an extremely strong districts, and they're battle tested. Kind of like we are. Playing Calvary and Haynes and people like that. I don't feel like they have a quality win like we do the North Caddo win. One that we probably shouldn't have won on paper, but we were able to win on the field. So I think we have that advantage. We've had to battle through and win a tough game. The thing they do have, they have a running back that right at 1,200 yards rushing on the season. Really well put together young man, about 5'10", about 185, 190. That runs extremely hard. They got a quarterback that can run very well, throws very well, and they seem to be well coached. I think there's some things defensively I feel like we can take advantage of, and that's kind of the game plan going in to kind of try to exploit those weaknesses. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to stop them sometimes, and we're going to be pretty perfect on offense and come out fast and not bog down in the first drive and things like that, which we've done a lot this year. And we're going to be playing a comparable roster. Like you say, he's going to bring about 18, 19 kids. That isn't including junior high kids. So it's roughly going to be about the same that we have if you take our junior high kids off. So I think it's going to be a good game. You kind of throw the seedings out and just it's just going to be the team that makes the least mistakes and who can capitalize on the other team's weakness the best, and go down and put the ball in the end zone and who can hang around to the end. I think it's going to be who wins the ball game.
James Thurman joining us, head coach of the Plain Dealing Lions. They get ready to take on Delta Charter in this first round of the playoffs in Class 1A. That game will be in Plain Dealing. Thurman, I don't think there's any coincidence. You show up at an LSU game for the first time wearing LSU colors, and it's also the first year that LSU beats Alabama in 8 years. How much credit are you taking for the LSU win over Alabama?
I'm taking all of it. I'm taking every single bit of it. I'm on Facebook, and I say, holy cow, that Facebook profile is me and my little girl from the game. I'm wearing the LSU hat. And I said, if I were to take that off right now, I'd probably make some enemies. So I'm just going to leave that Facebook profile picture there. And, just the Tigers just keep on rolling on as long as I keep everything status quo. So I was messing with my buddy Jeremy Durden. He texts in a lot to you guys, but we were watching the game Saturday, and I kept messing with him about things, and he's real superstitious, so it's fun to push his button a little bit. But I just say, it's not a coincidence. Magic happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's science. You can't argue with science. If you do, then you end up just yelling at a cloud for whatever reason.
Right. Yeah.
As far as the LSU performance Saturday night, what was the thing that stood out to you?
Man, just that offense is just very precise. I don't know how well they would do if Joe wasn't Burrow wasn't in there, but everything else is so great. But man, that thing runs through him, man. He just I love his combination of the way he's cool in the pocket. He's got a little bit of cockiness to him. He's got all the physical tools. I mean, he's so smooth running that offense. And of course, defense. They gave up some points, obviously, but they did enough to win, and if that same outcome would have happened in Tiger Stadium, that would be But to go into, down to Alabama and make that happen in that stadium, in that environment, I think, it says a lot about them. I think this is definitely their year, and all the things that lay down on the table, they just got to go take it. So the only thing I kind of think that may be an issue, and it's going to depend on how the season plays out for some of these other undefeated teams. That if Alabama gets another shot, it's going to be hard to keep Nick Saban from being able to make some good adjustments. In a second game, it's hard to beat a good team twice. So that'll be interesting to see. But there's still a lot of football left to play to whether Alabama makes it in at all. So, but no doubt in my mind, right now LSU is definitely playing the best football in the country, and it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the way.
James Thurman, Plain Dealing Lions head coach, first choice personnel coaches conversation, Delta Charter Friday night. Dustin Dennis will be our man with a plan for our correspondence from there, but we encourage as many of you folks to go out there and cheer on the Lions, root for these fellas. They've worked their tails off. Now they get an 11th game. So, James, this is what it's all about, man. Best Absolutely. Of luck to you and your crew on Friday night.
All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay warm out there.
All right, buddy. So, two things have happened in the last 8 years. The Black Crows are back together again, and LSU beats Alabama. No, I think not. I think not. If the Robinson boys can get along and LSU can beat Alabama, what can we not accomplish this year?
Maybe Oasis is next.
Howard had him on yesterday for the big unveiling on his show, and he was asking his audience, what do you think? And that was one of the ones that people were guessing. He said, a coupling that long time coming, finally glad to have him here on the Howard Stern Show, yada, yada, yada. And some people were doing it's Oasis, getting the Gallaghers back together. No, not quite.
That's never going to happen.
They were not able to repair that relationship in time.
No.
And he did continually ask him, have you guys broken up yet? Have you broken up yet? They sang a song, is the band still together? Yeah. Are you taking separate buses? No. We're going to be on the same bus, the same plane, same stage. We're fine. We're fine. I think they also see dollar bill signs.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the Davy Brothers can get back together.
Yes. They did play a couple of songs live yesterday, and they sounded really good. I wasn't always a big Black Crowes fan. They're not like one of my favorites, but I always kind of liked them, I guess. There's not a song doesn't bother me.
No.
I just never sought it out, but they sound pretty stinking good. So if the Black Crowes can get together, LSU can beat Alabama, dogs and cats sleeping together, man. This is the year. Strange things are going to happen. Bodes well for my Cleveland Browns to battle the Saints in the Super Bowl. It's going to happen. And Matt Jones will be the next Arkansas Razorback head coach. Got to be outside the box, boys. Outside the box. 11:30 the time.
Right.
Swoop biscuits are ready right now. You want a breakfast biscuit the size of Adam's head? Then you know where to go. Swoop. You want a breakfast croissant as flaky as Rogers Hampton?
There you go.
Swoop has got the place.
Keep going.
You want something as flat as my abs? Then you want that breakfast pizza from Swoop. Swoop on Burt Coons, right off I-49 across Home Depot, locally owned and operated. Brighten your day at Swoop with a breakfast sandwich this morning. Double D, Dennis Dunn will join us when we return on 11:30 The Tiger. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser. Let's say you got a kiddo playing a little football, you got a kiddo on the pep squad and the band. Whatever it is that your youngster is out there doing, more than likely has created a little bit of soreness. There's a little bit of, Mom, my ankles are killing me. Mom, my back. What's going on with this? Hey, Dad, why is my shoulder hurt when I do it like this? One way to get those kiddos feeling better again, Chill and Heal. It's not just for people like me and Rogers and Adam. It's certainly for younger ones as well. Chill and Heal. Revitalize, restore, get back on the field. Chill and Heal. 798-4325.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and incredible news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Employee pricing! That's right. Employee Pricing Plus at the Black Friday sales event is happening all month long at Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. On select 2019 models, you can get Employee Pricing Plus all manufacturers rebates. This is literally a once-in-a-decade kind of deal. Seriously, last time Chrysler did this, I was in middle school. And we're expecting this to help us blow past our November sales record. So you better act fast, because once these cars are gone, they're gone. Look, if you're driving a 2019 or a 2020 Chevy Silverado and you absolutely hate it, congratulations, you qualify for an extra $1,500 in total savings. So come see us today at Landers Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram I-220 Benton Road in Bossier City. And remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you probably pay too much.
Edge Concrete Cutting cuts concrete. Edge is expanding our team capabilities and our geographic reach. From Tyler, Texas to Vicksburg, Mississippi, and from Ashdown, Arkansas to Alexandria, Louisiana. Edge can handle your flat sawing, electrical slab sawing, core drilling, early entry sawing, concrete demo and removal. Call Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-3745. That's Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-DRILL.
It's football season, and that means it's time for a little home cooking. Everyone's got their favorite home team, whether it's in high school football, college football, go Hogs, or it's the NFL. One of our favorite home teams, Bayou Bell Waste. C-Mac's in the house. What's up, buddy?
My wife would say go Cowboys. I say who dat. But when you think of hometown, think of a hometown dumpster service, Bayou Bell Waste. Right here in the Shreveport-Bossier area since 1997. If you need a dumpster, call the home team called Bayou Bell.
And speaking of home teams, does this mean we get to see Russell in a cheerleading outfit?
Absolutely.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports, 1130, The Tiger.
Welcome back, everybody. 1130, The Tiger. Tim Fletcher Show with Rogers Hampton and Adam Hester. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. It's a little chilly. Going to only get up to around 40 degrees today and down to 22 tonight and overnight. So definitely an AccuTemp kind of day. 861-2255, 861-2255. AccuTemp is here to make sure that you're as cozy and comfy as you can possibly be. When you need that heat, it better be there. And if it's not, that's when you call AccuTemp. Or if it's just not working quite as well as it should, call AccuTemp. Dwayne and his crew will be there lickety-split. 861-2255, 861-2255. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, your head coach of the North DeSoto Fighting Griffins. It's Dennis Dunn. Hey, Dennis, what's going on, sir?
Good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. You guys take a week off and rise in the rankings. That's what it's all about right there, isn't it?
Man, in 35 years, I've never lost to Open. I am undefeated against Open. I kind of like playing Open.
Everybody, no one gets hurt.
Nobody gets. I mean, it's a great opponent.
And I think one of the unheralded parts about playing Open is that there's not a late night laundry situation either.
No issue, and they just roll over and just take the loss.
They do. They're like the Washington Generals of high school football. Just take that L and move on to the next city. A chance to get rested and hopefully for some of your players there a little healthier. But, yeah, a bye week, and it ended up moving in your favor as the North DeSoto Fighting Griffins rise up all the way to a number 29 seed. They'll be taking on Tioga on the road this week. A 9-1 team. Now their only loss was to Leesville, I think, right?
No, they got beat by not Leesville. It was
DeRitter?
No.
Who was it?
They won the 3A state championship last year. I know you know that, Adam.
Yeah, they lost to Eunice.
Yes. Eunice. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Eunice.
Here's the deal, Dennis. I actually researched this, and I have
written down on my notebook. Only loss, Eunice.
Right.
But I decided to use my memory instead and say, no.
Yeah.
I think it was Leesville.
Yeah.
And then I decided it was DeRitter, but at least I didn't say it was Bolton, a team that they actually beat 50-0. Yes.
Well, it's interesting. I went to bed Saturday night just with resolved that we were going to be 30 and going to Edna Carr. I mean, what was crazy is there was about 10 things that could have happened. Any one of them, if it had happened, we were going to be 29. Not one thing happened. Wow. All 10 scenarios went the other direction, which left us at 30 going to Carr. And so I just said, okay, we're going to Carr. So we had already contacted Carr, had film exchange.
Wow.
We had called the bus company to go. We were headed to New Orleans. We were going to stop in Baton Rouge, do a walkthrough at LSU. Had it all set up. I wake up Sunday morning and we're 29. Apparently, Landry Walker had. I don't know what happened. I know there was a brawl after the game with Bell Chase, and for whatever reason, I still haven't found out exactly. There's rumors about the brawl, ineligible players, all of that. But Landry Walker was removed from the playoffs Saturday night. And they were 29, so we replaced them at 29. So it's a familiar opponent for me. We played Tioga when I was last couple of years at Pineville. So in a way, going back to familiar territory.
That's got to help, I would assume there, Dennis, as far as what you expect of the opponent. How quickly can you get that knowledge of yours poured into the brains of 16 and 17-year-old boys?
Well, again, most of the preparation for us is done on Sunday evenings, so we were able to get film exchanged and get work done, and had the day off yesterday for Veterans Day, so a lot of our work was done Sunday evening, yesterday morning. So we had a good practice yesterday afternoon before the rain hit. So I think we're well on our way to being prepared. We'll do more game plan install today, and look forward to a very interesting. I think it's a good matchup. I mean, they're very good. Their quarterback is extremely good. He started since his freshman year. He's a 3-year starter. McGehee kid is his name, and he gets the ball out of his hands quick. He's a baseball guy. I think he throws in the low 90s. So I hope he's thinking about baseball season this Friday night.
Well, he's in Eunice. I mean, wait, I've got Eunice in my brain. So, as a kid who started as a freshman, that tells you a little bit about his moxie. That kid, the coaches in Tioga obviously thought there was something about this kid that was special enough to hand the reins over at a young age that he could handle that. And so now here he is as a senior. Now, as far as your hand,
he's a junior.
He's a junior.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and really good. And he's got some guys that he can get it to in space that are good. And I'm impressed. I've been impressed with them defensively. I really like their defensive coordinator, Coach Bell. He's a West Monroe guy. Played at West Monroe. His daddy was a longtime coach at West Monroe. So this guy has been, he came into the world thinking football, and he does a really nice job on defense. So it'll be a good matchup. I think it's going to be a heck of a game. And I'm just excited our kids have this opportunity. And again, these seniors, another opportunity to go out and continue to write a script that could go a lot of ways for 2019. And the fun part about it is it's still being written.
Your quarterback was a little banged up, or a little bit more than just a little banged up in the last game of the season. And Kelvin Kinney, K2, is he close to being as healthy as he can be right now?
He threw the ball around a little bit yesterday, and I was encouraged. He did not throw the ball at all last week. We feared that there could be a labrum issue, but he had an MRI and no labrum tear. So we're fortunate there, and the rest has been good for him. So he really looked more comfortable yesterday. Didn't throw it a lot, but did throw it some and had more velocity on the ball. So I'm encouraged that as he just continues to strengthen this week, that he'll be fine Friday night.
All right. So, Dennis, obviously you've got, quite an important task ahead of you on Friday. The next day, LSU tries to take on an Ole Miss squad, and you got to worry a little bit about a hangover. What was your impressions, though, of the Tigers and their win over Alabama? A couple of things that maybe stood out to you from a coaching standpoint.
Well, number one, Alabama still belongs. What they did in the second half was just, it shows the mark of a true champion. They're down 33-13 and do what they did in the second half. I still say they belong in that top four. But wow, Joe Burrow, what more can you say? I think he sealed himself a Heisman Trophy. Those last two drives, and he's everything that he's been built up to be, and obviously the offensive coordinators, Insminger and Brady have how that works. I have no idea, but those guys have laid their egos down for the good of LSU, and they've got them playing at a very high caliber, a national championship kind of caliber, and running back just phenomenal. But it's great for Louisiana. So happy for Ed Ogeron, and man, just 4 years ago that guy was out of work, and just hanging out with a high school coach there at Mandeville High School, trying to figure out what he was going to do next. So the old saying is, it's not very far from the penthouse to the outhouse. Is true.
Mm-hmm.
And the same will be true for our buddy at Arkansas. I'm feeling for him right now. Chad Morris is a great coach, but for whatever reason, some things just don't come together for you. But for Ed, it really has, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for I'm happy for Louisiana, man. It's time. We're hungry, and this is all this does. This just pulls the whole state together, and what a beautiful thing to see, and how that thing ended Saturday, and watching Ed celebrate in tears, just a beautiful sight.
It really was, and I know Netherton, I think, had the observation that every Division I school in Louisiana won on Saturday night. So it was as good a night for college.
Even the Division III school, Louisiana College won. So
LC
I think
won.
all the Louisiana schools won. So that was sweet.
It was a Louisiana Saturday night, I guess, is the best way to put it there. Dennis Dunn hopes to shock the world with the North DeSoto Fighting Griffins taking on a 9-1 Tioga squad on the road, a familiar opponent, like Dennis said, from his days down in central Louisiana, taking on a Tioga team. First round of the Class 4A playoffs. North DeSoto was almost on the outside looking in, end up skating in on as a number 29 seed, man. So there have been bigger surprises, I know that, in the LHSAA playoffs. So hopefully we'll be able to say that the North DeSoto Fighting Griffins are hosting a game in round 2 of the 4A playoffs when we get together again next week.
Look forward to it. I hope that one game at a time now. Everybody's 0-0, and that's what's beautiful about the playoffs. You get in, anything can happen, and we're looking forward to this opportunity.
There we go. Good luck, Dennis.
Thank you so much, guys.
Dennis Dunn in North DeSoto. The winner does get the winner of Peabody and Warren Easton. Warren Easton's a 20 seed.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I don't either. I also don't understand how there's like 3 or 4 teams ahead of Astruma in the power rankings that are not in the postseason in 4A. So I don't get that.
Opted out?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Big old, like John F. Kennedy, Helen Cox, Opelousas, they're all ahead of them in the power rankings, and they ain't in the playoffs.
Hmm.
Why is that, Hester?
I have no idea.
As far as Chad Morris is concerned, by the way, Reynolds said he's on a cell today. Real quick about Chad Morris, what Dennis Dunn said. One of the things that's kind of coming out of Fayetteville now is that Morris was just not a good communicator. That he was a great, give me the game tape and let me come up with a plan. Didn't communicate well with his players. And they said he was always late to his post-game press conference because he would take notes and have notes to read from in his post-game press conference as opposed to just going in there and answering questions. Like he almost had to have things prepared. And so there was just kind of a communication breakdown there with Chad Morris and his players. They said after the Kentucky game, the locker room was lost like the SS Minnow.
No!
And it was never coming back.
Not for the courage of the
Fearless Cruise. So, yeah, he'll get monthly installments till 2023 as long as he's looking for a job. I still think we're going to hear Chad Morris joining Dabo Swinney's team as an offensive analyst here in the next couple of weeks.
Estruma is a district champion. Therefore, they jump those teams. District
Really?
champions are automatically in. Yep.
That must be a less than stellar district. They're the district champs and they get in as the 32 seed?
Yeah, 7-4A. 4 and 6, all 4 wins coming in district, including a loss coming in district as well.
Wow. Nice. Yep. All right. Go get yourself a Struma. Tim Fletcher. That's
No, that's one of Fair Park's big back in the 50s state champions. My dad said that when they showed up to play a Struma that all the guys had full beards. And that was one of the games that they knocked all my dad's front teeth out. He was on the ground, forearm to the back of the head, crushed in all his teeth.
I believe they were closed for a while.
I think so.
And then came
But
back.
yeah, they were a powerhouse back then. But Dad was like, yeah, man, we showed up and they all had full beards. It's like, okay, well, maybe they weren't all 16,
Isn't that where
17.
Billy Cannon went to high school?
I'm not sure.
It may have been because his older
was.
brother Harvey was my dad's age, and Dad played against Harvey Cannon.
thought Billy
and
Cannon
the
was
reason
an
Dad
Estruma
caught
grad.
up to Billy was because the Korean War. That's where the age thing caught up.
Yeah.
That sounds right because the Stroomer was Fair Park's big playoff nemesis.
Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30, the Tiger. Rogers Hampton. Adam Hester. It's a beautiful day. What?
They were a co-district champion and got beat by the team that they tied with.
Yeah.
And the other team was 24. So they got in as a co-champion who lost to the other team. Yeah.
They lost to North Vermilion.
They lost to Plaquemine. Who also lost to St. Michael.
Plaquemine's the 25 team in the power rankings.
The guy they got in as a 24. Very odd.
That's odd.
Yep.
Huh. Bayou Bell, the nice guys who love talking trash. Nothing odd about this. Bayou Bell will save you money, give you better service, no tricky contracts, family owned and operated, locally owned and operated. When you switch your dumpster service over to Bayou Bell, you are most likely helping keep a local family at work, going to help keep a local or maybe even hire another local family. And that money stays here and recirculates and recycles throughout the communities around this area. It just makes perfect sense. Save money, get better service, no tricky contracts. Bayou Bell, the nice guys who love talking trash. 671-9900. Huh? No, the Survivor League guy picked the Seahawks. So the Bayou Bell Way Survivor Pool down to 5 players vying for the $1,000 first prize. Bayou Bell, 671-9900, 671-9900. Back with Reynolds Moore of Benton right after these words. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Introducing the $1 concert deal.
Hello, Detroit! Good night, Detroit!
Or get a real deal at McDonald's. Introducing the buy one, get one for $1 deal. Buy one of your faves and pick another for just an extra buck. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets. But you better stop by McDonald's today because this deal is only around for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any offers or combo meal.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities. Or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30.
A heart in my tasty Honey Nut Cheerios? Cereal, you trying to tell me you love me?
Actually, it's reminding you that it can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Wait! They can help lower cholesterol? I've been so focused on the sweet, tasty taste that I completely forgot. Now I'm in love.
Learn more about making Honey Nut Cheerios part of your heart-healthy lifestyle by picking up a box at your local grocery store.
In Louisiana, there are thousands of miles of utility lines and gas pipelines buried just beneath the surface, sometimes multiple lines in one area. So if you or a contractor you hire is digging a hole to put in a new fence or a pool or for any other reason, you run the risk of hitting underground lines even by digging just a few inches. And then what happens? Maybe you knock out power to your neighborhood, and sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes there's an explosion with injuries or possibly even death. It does happen every year, and there's a simple way to avoid it. Before you dig, call 811. That's right, just call 811 2 days before you dig and tell the operator your address. Someone will come out and mark the locations of the buried lines so you and your contractor can avoid them. It's simple, right? And it's free of charge. And it's the law. Louisiana One Call operates 811 as a public service, and to promote public safety, Louisiana One Call and 1130 The Tiger reminds you, call 811 and know what's below before you dig.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City.
Breaks a tackle at the 25, 10-5, touchdown, Tigers!
Oh, welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show, brought to you by Walker Spring and Brake, 2220671, 2220671, Walker Spring and Brake. A little slippery when wet out there. If you got a little sponginess, a little grind when you hit those brakes, and then just get in touch with Walker Spring and Brake, 2220671. They've been getting after this since 1928. They very often can get you in by 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and sometimes, man, they'll be through by 3, 4 o'clock on a big job like that. Don't hesitate, though. If you want some more hauling power, some more oomph for that box truck, cargo van, or pickup truck, you know Walker Spring and Brake can take care of that, as well as their brake service. Get in touch with Landon at 2220671, 2220671, Walker Spring and Brake, 1041 Jordan in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's 6:56. We're joined now by the fine folks who make up Reynolds Moore's head, running around inside of his noggin, that control his every thought, his every word, that's going to come up with a game plan to defeat the Acadiana Wrecking Rams. Your head coach of the Benton Tigers on the Mudbucks Hockey Hotline, first choice personnel coaches conversation. Hello, Reynolds Moore. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Fletch? How you guys doing?
I'm all right. Congratulations. First year in Class 5A, you make the postseason. That's pretty doggone cool.
Yeah, man. We're really excited about that. That was one of our, biggest goals at the beginning of the year. Just to prove to ourselves and other people that, we belonged and that, our success, in 4A was success regardless of what classification it was in, and we could do it in 5A. And the other thing I told our guys was, even if it's like we did, even if we sneak in at the end or, barely get in and we got to play a 1, 2, 3 seed, something like that, at least we know, kind of what the view looks like from the top. Like what's the difference? We've seen that in the car and Warren Eastern and some of these schools. We played against those guys in the top of 4A, and, I think most years there's not much difference in those top 3 or 4 in each classification. And so, one maybe a little deeper than the other, but at least now we'll get to see. I told our guys, we either go in there and pull off a huge upset, or we go in there and play our tails off, earn some respect from people down south, and we know how far we got to go in the years to come. Either way, we've got to make the most of this opportunity.
Taking on the only undefeated team in Class 5A, and the non-select side, Acadiana, 10-0. Here are some numbers here. They beat.
I've seen them.
They beat Sulphur 70-14. They beat 6-4 Southside 64-14. They beat 8-2 Sam Houston 82-41. They beat 7-3 Barb 70-21. One of the few teams to play them close, the Ruston Bearcats. Were only beat 28-20. Have you been in contact with your old buddy Scott Abernethy?
I actually have. I talked to Ab Sunday morning, and I had to get in touch with Coach Ball Saturday to get in touch with Coach McCullough, to get a number for Coach McCullough down in Acadiana. That's one of the fun things about the playoffs. If you're playing somebody you never played before, and for us, that's almost anybody, and then you don't necessarily always have contact info. So anyway, I found his number, got in touch with him, and when everything finally cleared that Sunday morning, there was some. We were at 31 for a while there in one of the other state deals because they miscalculated our Mississippi team win total, and anyway, we got it fixed and got back down to 32 and talked to Ab about it, and he gave me, when you watch the film, there's not a whole lot you can tell anybody. They run two different formations and like three different plays, and there's not a whole lot you can see. It's just what you're up against, and so. But we've got 5 films on them or whatever we swap with them, and it's been pretty. Man, it's just crazy to watch. This may be the best rushing attack I've seen in high school football. And they don't throw it, but I think they could. Ab said I think they're actually better when they throw a little bit. It's almost like sometimes they're toying with teams. Just kind of like, we've run dive. Let's just let's run lead and give it to the other back. Or let's run veer and let's pitch it to the pitch man because nobody's been on him, and we'll let him house it for 60. Quarterback, you just keep it this time. It's almost like playing a video game with them sometimes, how they're just so many talented weapons on offense, and it's not like they don't have athletes on defense too. It's not like they're not playing both ways necessarily. They're just a lot of talented athletes over there. The other thing I try to think of, I can't remember the last time I've seen a 4 or 5 star recruit out of Acadiana. Maybe we're up here, we don't see it all the time, but I don't know if there's really good high school football players and run a great system and are really well coached, or if it's just that they're guys that are going to play college football that we don't hear about.
Well, it's interesting you said that, because I was looking for the the stud for Acadiana, and the top 100 recruits in Louisiana, not one is from Acadiana.
Yeah, and I guarantee those cats can run, man. There's a whole different gear. It looks, some of those guys getting the ball and running looks a little bit like we talk about Kendrick Law around here and having that, him and Fleming having that extra gear. A lot of them look like that when they run. They're moving fast forward, nobody else moving slow mo. For whatever reason, a lot of times those teams are putting so many guys in the box, it's not that inside run that they're able to pitch it outside, and it seems like there's so many times that nobody's on the pitch man out there, and so I think it's obviously one of those teams you got to play assignment football. A lot like Bird as far as what they do and how well they do it. So big task ahead of us for sure. But we feel like people have put some points up on them. Friday night they beat Lafayette like 45-20, but it was 38-0 in the second quarter, and they pulled everybody out. Played their second and third string guys the rest of the way. So, but we feel like some teams, Sam Houston scored several touchdowns on the first bunch, and it was kind of back. It was 21-14, 28-14. I think maybe 35-21. Against their one. So they can be scored on, and they can So I think that's what I told our guys, is that we go out and play best game we played all year and force some mistakes and see what happens. I don't want anybody to get on that bus Friday that's not prepared mentally to get on there and win.
Speaking of, you almost really already had a playoff game this past Friday against Natchitoches Central. So it was win or season was done. You pick up an 18-15 win, a hard-fought, ugly win. We talked about it Friday night on the radio show as well. You mentioned your GBT unsung heroes, Cade Watts, Asher Hall. You had a chance to look at that film a little bit more. What is the thing that impressed you most about your crew in wrapping up a playoff berth with a win over Natchitoches Central Friday?
Yeah, we Cam's out on Friday night. Hopefully he'll be back this week. Cam was out last Friday night, and then first play of the game, our number 2 running back this week. And he's got to have he broke his leg, got to have surgery on Thursday. So it's just kind of one of those things you're like, okay, well, and then we got a sophomore that we think a lot of that just really he knew all week he was going to get reps, and I just think there's a difference in playing JV football and varsity football. And we talked about that, before the game, during the game, and then this week, and preparing for him to possibly get some carries. And so we had to go maybe let Caleb, brother, run the ball some more there. And so I was really proud of the way that our offensive staff kind of was, hey, who can we put at running back right now? Who can we find to get some extra reps in there? Our receivers, we had some really open guys that dropped some balls early on, and that was, it gets contagious. And we had 3 or 4 drops in a row that I think 2 of them would have been touchdowns, and so and other ones would have been big plays, first downs, kept the drive moving, and just kind of gets where everybody gets frustrated. And so it's like, okay, guys, hey, one of you's got to make a catch. And so then Malik makes a nice little catch on slant route, picks up about 6 or 7 yards, spins off some tackles, and then then we start catching the ball, and everybody starts getting a little bit of confidence in there, and still making good throws. And I mean, I think it was a really good job by our offense staying in there. But I told our guys about second quarter, hey, just get a touchdown, just put some points up. Our defense is playing lights out. Cade Waits blocked a punt, another maybe 2 punts or a punt and a field goal or something. I mean, he was just all over the place, and so. Our defense was giving us every opportunity to win the game, and never had them come on and get on the offense and get frustrated with them. And it was just, hey, we're going to keep playing, just punch it in when you can. And we finally got a shot at the field goal right there, and they got called for roughing the kicker, and so that gave us the first down, and that's where we punched that first one in after that. So this was, glad we finally got one in right there right before half. Then we were able to kind of just continue to build off that a little bit and got some stuff going in the second half. But our guys just stayed in the fight, I mean, that was the biggest thing. As frustrating as they were, as frustrating as the whole thing was, they just kept fighting and kept playing. And there was a no-quit attitude in them. And so that was something that we haven't seen all year, just like the entire team. So to see that was big,
Benton with an 18-15 win, wrapping up their postseason spot in the 5A playoffs. Of course, Brother Cassidy, the sophomore quarterback, just keeps kind of growing right before your very eyes there. So it's going to be, it's going to be an experience for all your kids, but especially those that are coming back next year, what they're going to face down in Acadiana. So no matter what, it's a building block, So if it's an upset, then it's a building block to the second round and establishes you as a program to be reckoned with. If it's not a win over the number 1 team, undefeated team in 5A, the prohibitive favorite to make it to the Dome, then all it is just a learning experience for kids that are moving on from your program on the next phase of life. And for those coming back, like you said, it gives them an idea of what you got to do to get to the top. It's a great experience. I know that there's one of us in this studio who experienced a little playoff football in high school, and there are 2 of us who really did not. And so
there you go. Well, I didn't get that experience in high school either, so I'm with you guys.
There we go. See, look at you. You're the oddball.
What's that like?
You're the oddball.
I'll gladly be the oddball in this situation, and all you guys would change places with.
But it is. It's something that these kids are going to remember forever.
Yeah, I appreciate it more now, as a coach and getting to experience it with my guys and, my son being out there. That's a lot of fun. It's cool to get to see them have that experience. That's why I'm so happy for our seniors that, they continue that streak of playoff appearances. And like you said, our sophomores and juniors that are playing, a ton of them are playing and getting opportunities. That's a great learning tool for them going forward.
Your beloved Ole Miss Rebels take on LSU and former Ole Miss
Friday,
head coach.
upset Saturday, right?
There you go. This could be a trap game for LSU. I think they have to worry about a hangover.
No,
you're not predicting that.
No, I mean here's the deal. Coach O is I think number one, he's got for whatever reason he doesn't think fondly of his time at Ole Miss. I mean, I personally He didn't do a good job coaching, but he did a great job recruiting and putting people in there for Houston to come in and win with. And, you know, here's what you look at. You see that, look, obviously it's set up for a trap game, but there's enough of a rivalry there, just in general over the history. There's enough of, you know, hey, let's go take care of this. They're on a mission. I don't think that they'll mentally allow that to happen. You know, and I know coaches can do one thing and the kids are in another boat, but I just really think that they're going to have them prepared. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be rooting hard for my Rebels, but I'm not so sure that you know, if I was 100% certain LSU could still get in the playoffs with one loss, and they probably can, you know, then I'd root even harder for them. But I would love to see them championship back in Baton Rouge. I mean, I really, really would. I think, you know, from a coaching standpoint, I know there are a lot of articles about this, but I don't know if anyone can understand how incredible what Ed Orgeron has done. Because, I mean, like somebody mentioned earlier, 4 years ago, I mean, Dennis mentioned that, you know, he doesn't have a job, you know, and he's passed over for the interim job. You know, gets the interim job at USC, does a great job there, he's passed over. But you're talking about an individual in life. We talk to these kids all the time about how you learn from your mistakes and you move on. And this is a guy who came in to the Ole Miss interview with the plan of, hey, I'm going to build a wall around Memphis and keep all these kids here. You know, he goes and hires Frank Wilson out of New Orleans. Great plan for getting kids on campus, and just didn't do a good job as an administrator or as or getting necessarily good coaches in there. Got great recruiters in there. Or, you know, now he's learned from that. And he's, you know, one of the things about, you know, Les was, you know, he wouldn't let his coaches coach a lot, I think. And it looked like he was in his calls a lot of times. So, Ed just kind of said, look, I'm going to help you recruit. I'm going to make sure these guys are ready to play. I'm going to do all the administrative stuff. I'm going to, you know, give you my input, but I'm going to let you coach. And they've done that. And so I think to learn from your mistakes on this level, to be humble enough to say, look, this ain't about me. You know, I mean, this is incredible. And so just to be obviously his dream job and to get a chance at that, even when a lot of people, you know, people are now like, oh, I knew it was going to be a good. Like, no, you didn't. You were the same people on social media blasting this dude for you. You know, like, right. You know, we didn't want him here. We wanted Tom Herman. We wanted whoever else. And so you didn't get this sexy hire. You get the guy who loves the state, who loves this. And again, like,
Barry Lunny
Jr.
This
is why I root for LSU, because he loves this state. He loves high school football in the state. He loves our kids and loves our high school football coaches and treats us that way. And so it's hard not to root for a guy who loves the profession, loves the kids, and loves our coaches that much, you know? And so I really...
He says that every morning he says a prayer thanking the man above for the opportunity to coach at LSU. I believe him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that he gets results, and I can see him doing that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the essence of, you know, he didn't play at LSU, but this is, you know, LSU is so unique. You know, I was talking to Coach Rowland the other day, and we were talking about, you know, Chad Morris at Arkansas, and Coach Rowland was saying some of his relatives were saying, well, if you could just get all the recruits from Arkansas to Arkansas, you'd be okay. Well, that's not true. There's not a ton of Division I recruits in Arkansas. No. Look at Little Rock Christian and Greenwood and Pulaski. They don't have Division I recruits every year. So the best schools in Arkansas aren't turning those guys out. But if you just kept the guys in Louisiana, you can do that. So Louisiana's in a unique situation where LSU can feel they want Louisiana. You know, kids aren't going to choose Tech or ULM or Northwestern State over LSU if they have both those offers. But if you go to Mississippi or Alabama, they've got two major, you know, schools there, two SEC schools there that have got to split those recruits. On top of LSU and Alabama and Auburn coming and cherry picking guys out of Mississippi and things like that. So you have a very unique situation here where this is, and people who went to Tech, you know, are rooting for LSU, wearing LSU hats around here. And that's like, no, dude, you went to Louisiana Tech, you went to ULM, and you root for LSU. You know, you're a diehard LSU because that's just how this state is set up and wired. And I think it's beautiful. And for a guy to love this state this much, you know, I'm not even from Louisiana, but I claim this as my home. You know, that this is where my kids have grown up. This is where we make our home, where we've made, you know, our best friends and our family. This is home to us. And so to see somebody love this state that much is just, man, it's so inspiring and incredible. And I love watching him coach. You know, and watching his coaches coach and his players play for him. You know, you see the guys run over to Alabama recruit sections, and you need to rethink what you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, they love this place, and it's great.
Reynolds Moore, head coach of the Benton Tigers. They take on the Wrecking Rams of Acadiana on Friday night down south. Safe travels, Reynolds Moore.
Thank you.
We'll hope for the miracle We'll be checking in. I'm hoping that our buddy Jeff Stewart's making his way down there to watch his boy play.
He'll be there.
To go watch Butter. I'm
hoping he gets to watch Butter hold some,
I hope so, too. If Butter Stewart is on the field for 15 plays, I have a good feeling about your chances to win.
Yeah. Well, he plays some receiver, too. So
there we go. Get Butter the ball, man. That's what we need to do.
That's right.
Reynolds,
hey,
good luck, man.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah.
The deal with the Struma on the co-district champs, a lot of people are probably wondering, like with Airline beating Tree, why are they co-district champs when they have the same record and a head-to-head tiebreaker would do it like you do anywhere else? The districts have the ability to do that if they want to use a tiebreaker, but most districts don't because of that situation right there. Because if you're district champ, even if it's co-champ, you're automatically in the playoffs. And so if they broke that tie, then one of those teams could be out.
Right.
And so that automatically guarantees a district would be kind of silly to say to put a tiebreaker in place, take a chance on putting one of their teams out of the playoffs.
Makes sense to me.
2 or 3 in.
That makes sense to me. All right, it's all about the money too. All right, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. All the money.
Good luck, bud.
All right, thanks, guys.
Louisiana, by the way, has 15 four-star recruits. Arkansas has 2. As far as in-state high school prospects, Louisiana prospects in the 2020 class, there are 15 four-star prospects. Arkansas has 2. Chris Morris, offensive lineman, who is committed to A&M. Dual threat quarterback athlete Jacoby Criswell out of Morrilton, committed to North Carolina.
Mac Brown getting it done.
Top 2 recruits in the state of Arkansas. The only 2 4-stars, both are heading out of state. You cannot win at Arkansas by getting Arkansas players.
No.
You've got to get them, but there ain't enough there to fill up the cover. Barry Lunny Jr. beat Alabama, by the way. You slip in that Barry Lunny Jr.
Yeah, as a coach?
I'll take him over Tom Herman. You know why? Get a sledgehammer in his hand, see what he can do to a locker room.
Oh, my God. That was great.
Just wait. Just wait.
He's not going to be the coach past the next 3 weeks.
He hooked up with J.J. Metter.
How many years
Game-winning touchdown against that was 96, sir.
Oh. Interesting.
Game-winning touchdown against Alabama. I was working at Channel 6 at the time. I stood up on what was then Daryl's desk, and I jumped from Daryl's desk to Jennifer Andrews' desk to Dale Hoffman's desk. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah. After all I did for him back in those days, you ought to be thankful. That's all I did was step on the desk. If it wasn't for me and Foster and Cliff Cotton, there would have been no sports at 6.
Oh.
Jeez. Are you kidding me? We did all the work. Daryl was the pretty boy. He was the face.
95 is when that happened? Right.
Yeah, 95. 95.
Yeah.
I said 96.
That was the we're going to feed you to Florida SEC championship year.
At least they got to the championship game.
Yeah, somebody had to. Your West champion at 8-5.
That's after the bowl game and the loss in the championship game. They were 8-3. Or 8-4, 8-3, yeah.
Including the opening season loss to SMU.
Hello.
No, this is 1995.
Craig James.
Not 1980 something.
Eric Dickerson. Doak Walker.
No, none of them played for that team.
Sonny Dykes.
No.
Ben Hicks.
Maybe not alive.
Huh?
Not alive.
Ben Hicks was the starting quarterback for Arkansas this year.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why Chad's no longer the head coach.
Games are still on pay-per-view during the season, by the way. Including, the best part about this is they were ranked 18 while Tennessee was ranked 10, and the game was on pay-per-view.
Wow.
We've come a long way.
We have come a long way. Today's the opening of Disney Plus, by the way, streaming services. All right, Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, Brewer Quality Homes. The Brew Crew has got your Christmas shopping all in one spot. How about a beautiful brand new home? The Jessup Jefferson. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,800 square feet, $20,000 off right now. And it's one of the Jessup homes that's built down in Donnie's plant down in Waco. This thing is so nice. I mean, my gosh. Why can't our kitchen look like this? Why can't our bathroom look like this? Look at this house. This is nuts. It's beautiful, and they're all available at Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. The Brew Crew. Go see Nate Dizzle and company. Every single thing that Donnie Brewer touches turns to sold. We'll be back, Rogers and Adam and I, right after this.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
It's kind of fun, Rogers and Adam, to see a business take on the big box stores and still thrive like Sports World. You know?
Still holding their own.
Still holding their own. And Rogers, you had a kiddo that played soccer.
Yes.
All growing up.
Yes. And we needed equipment. We needed shin guards. We needed soccer balls. We needed headbands. We needed water bottles. I needed an ice chest. And that was just when she was a kid. It's been there since 1973 when I was 9 years old. So guess what I needed back then? I needed a bat. I needed a ball. I needed a glove. I needed some cleats. I needed
Sports
a
World,
headset.
8809 Juella. ShapenToyota.com. It's open 24/7. Ken Shapen Toyota, Highway 59 in Marshall, Texas, just off I-20. They will bring the cars to you for a test drive. That's what I said. They will bring them from Marshall to Shreveport, Bossier for you to check out. Shapen Toyota. You know, Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport. I had a feeling that when I decided to move our teeth over to Cormier Family Dentistry that we were in good hands. Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier certainly are top-notch dentists, but I didn't realize that they had all the equipment to make dentistry so robotic, so futuristic. I feel like I'm the Terminator of teeth now. But here's the deal. Their staff, so friendly, so kind, so warm, and so stinking funny. I enjoyed my dental visit. Who does that? Well, you do when you go to Cormier Family Dentistry. 868-4072, 868-4072.
Attention CDL truck drivers, my name is Clint. I'm with Bayou Bell and White's Environmental. We are looking for CDL truck drivers to add to our organization that's been going since 1981. They have great benefits. Get more information on our website. Drivers, we need you. Come on.
Brewer Quality Homes is knocking it out of the park. Franklin Modular Homes. This really is kind of the future of home buying, home building, home purchasing, all in one spot. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas, the home of Franklin Modular Homes. The CL on the DL, Cantina Laredo, and the shops at Belle Meade on Uri Drive has become the oasis in a Shreveport summer. Holy moly. Just sitting on the patio and letting life kind of drift through at Cantina Laredo. The food is outrageously good. The drinks are incredible. It's Cantina Laredo. That's all they deal in.
1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 1130 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show. Walk-On's Bistro and Bar has got your chicken. Oh, yeah. Eat that chicken. Walk-On's Bistro and Bar on Airline Drive in Bossier City and in Uri Drive in Shreveport, where they have really been a life raft for those who are fans of the fowl. Across the street over at Chick-fil-A, still under construction, but have no fear, Walk-On's is here to save the day. They've got your chicken strips, your chicken nuggets, your chicken sandwiches, your waffle fries, your dipping sauces, and they've got the extra spots in the parking lot for you to be able to pull up and pick up your chicken to go. Walk-On's, incredible food, 62 TVs, a great beer selection. It's really how you get into the game is by being at Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, supporting our show. Rookies of the Year announced yesterday in baseball.
Yes.
Yordan Alvarez, a unanimous selection. And somehow another, Pete Alonso, who set a record for most home runs by a rookie, was not a unanimous selection in the National League. Some dude voted for the Braves pitcher. Yordan Alvarez, Houston Astros.
87 games.
27 home runs.
Yeah.
In 87 games.
Yeah.
Have you watched the video of every home run they posted out there?
Yeah, I retweeted that.
The man was never cheated on a home run swing.
Oh, no. There wasn't one that just got over.
No. He didn't have any just nestle over the wall.
There wasn't a Josh Reddick catch at the wall.
No, he was something else. Someone's posted what a scout had to say about Pete Alonso during the spring. This is just one scout. He's had a good spring training, but I don't think Pete Alonso is that good. He's obviously a polarizing one. Defense isn't any better. He's still stiff. He's going to have to hit his way. Everyone knows he is. He's hitting fastball, but that's the thing at spring training. Once you actually try to get guys out, that's going to be interesting. Right now, he's taking advantage of the fastball. I can't recall him ever hitting a slider. I'm not confident that Pete Alonso has the skills to be a hitter.
Talking about Alonso or Pedro Serrano from Major League?
Exactly. So sometimes scouts miss one.
Although when Alonso inevitably has the 220,
212.
the 220 batting average, and 18 home runs this year. See, I told you guys, I'm in this for the long haul.
They found a hole in the swing. They're going to start kind of blasting away. But that's cool. Yordan Alvarez and Pete Alonso, rookies of the year. What's next? Today will be Cy Young?
Maybe.
They do Cy Young, manager Cy Young MVP?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I think that's how
that sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. MVP is the last announcement.
Yes.
Cy Young, I think, is the next to last announcement. And so it's got to be manager of the year.
I think that's right.
Yeah, they've already done the Gold Gloves and the Silver Sluggers. So the Astros, I think, are going to have quite a haul in the postseason. Right now, Rogers, Garrett Cole or Verlander?
I'm going to say Verlander.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Baseball Digest gave him Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? I'm going to lean toward Verlander.
Okay, I'll go with Cole.
An Astro.
Yeah. You will be correct.
I'm going to take a different approach here.
Will Bregman be the MVP? I think so.
Hey, probably so, just because of postseason publicity. I'd probably say yes.
Who else? I mean, who are the other names even?
It's Trout.
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 Right, Trout in every
get
year,
hurt.
Yeah.
Then maybe I could see.
No, yeah, if Trout didn't get hurt.
Missed, what, 30 games?
Yeah. Yeah, if Trout
the
didn't get hurt, it would have been him.
Right.
And still may be.
As far as the order of finish, it's just weird because, obviously, Vlad Guerrero Jr. was the hotshot prospect and still had a pretty decent year.
Yeah.
But he didn't finish in the top five. Biggio's kid, did he finish? No, or was it Bichette? Yeah, Biggio's kid finished fifth, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Fernando Tatis, I think, was second or third in the NL Rookie of the Year. So the names that we were kind of expecting to be the Rookie of the Years, didn't quite get it done. Although those who have their baseball cards are still holding on to them, especially the autograph cards. And hope that
Charlie Morton was also an Astro, right?
Yeah.
So literally all three Cy Young finalists at some point were Astros.
Right. Yes. 7:26 is the time. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger with Rogers Hampton and Adam Hester. Just a reminder that the wonderful folks over at Chapin Toyota have the largest and best selection of extra clean used cars in East Texas. Part of their 515 car and truck arsenal. And here's one of the other things that's kind of nice to know. Every single pre-owned vehicle in stock has been marked at or below Car Guru's fair market value. In other words, Chapin Toyota has already shopped the other guys, so you don't have to. So you know you're getting a great deal on a used vehicle at Chapin Toyota. Ken Chapin Toyota in Marshall, Texas, Highway 59 North, just off I-20. Christmas deals are ready to roll. How about $2,500 cash back for some Christmas shopping when you buy a brand new 2019 Toyota Camry? America's #1 selling car is available with that kind of a deal over at Chapin Toyota. ChapinToyota.com. Ken Chapin Toyota. Like bread and eggs, cars and trucks are cheaper in the country. We'll be back with Skip Holtz on Tech Tuesday right after these words. I literally was walking around one of those big box stores, that sells sporting equipment the other day, and family was looking for helmets.
Yeah.
And little kid who still had Clearasil on his face said, "Over there's the helmets."
They don't know.
They don't know.
What do they know?
They know nothing.
we'll go somewhere where they do know something.
Oh, Sports World.
There.
8809 Joella. Been around since 1973. Hester, they got helmets that can fit our heads.
They do, and they know the needs of the local coaches.
They certainly
These other
do.
places don't.
No, they don't know the local coaches. Sports World, 8809 Joella.
Hey, it's Robert J. Wright once again for Quirby's and Huntington Golf Courses. Well, this time a little more specific, the Grill at Quirby's Golf Course. Yes, the Grill at Quirby's. Open mornings at 8 for breakfast. In fact, great breakfast served from 8 till 11. Awesome daily lunch specials, plus a great menu from 11 till 2. And the always generous in their servings bar, open till 6. Pretty nice joint, the Grill at Quirby's Golf Course. Guaranteed I'll see you there.
Did you hear that interview we had the other day with the Northwestern State softball player?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
And here's the deal. Her dad played baseball at Northwestern State.
Yeah, I remember.
Her grandfather played football at
Oh,
Northwestern
really?
State. Yeah. So it's been a family tradition to go to NSU.
Yeah, long lineage. You know, my mother was a demon.
I know that.
And now my nephew is a demon. It's just something like families do.
Northwestern State University. It's your family's university in Natchitoches.
Don't put your life on the line when you dig. Do what the pros do. Respect the marks. Dig with care. And before you dig, call 811. Louisiana One Call.
Adam Hester, we talk about the Swoop biscuits all the time. They've got other breakfast sandwiches
Croissant?
and stuff there. Croissants. Yeah, the croissant. You got that the other day.
I did. It's a nice alternative to the biscuit.
The biscuit, that's me. I like the big, thick, flaky biscuit. It's incredible. What is it about the croissant that just screams at you, this is for you, Adam?
Some of the same reasons, but a French twist on it.
Ooh, the French twist. Vive la swoop on the Bercules of I-49. Brighten your day at swoop. Local Mudbugs fan, Adam Hester, joining us in studio. Season number 4 of the North American Hockey League.
Of Mudbugs 2.0.
What's your favorite part about the Knoll?
These kids are hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that scholarship. They're trying to get drafted in some cases. They're trying to get to the next level of hockey and realize their dreams. So I love that about the Knoll.
Gonna eat Mudbugs hockey. Get hungry.
11:30 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show. Hey now. Hey now. People getting excited about the Barry Lunny Jr. era at Arkansas. Oh, yeah.
Who? What people?
Huh?
What people?
Everybody.
When you say exactly, the radio tried to kill itself. The entire signal tried to go away. When you say everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Who do you have proof of this? Is there
Huh?
Is there proof of this excitement?
Yeah. It's everywhere. I can feel it, man. That's why I think Daiquiri Express is going to have their own. I'm going to suggest to the Johnsons that we need to have like a Barry Lunny, a Lunny frozen daiquiri. That's Razorback red and chock full of wins.
Just call it the stuck pig.
What's a victory taste like? Bananas.
Well, back on September 14th, you knew what that tasted like.
Is that the last one for the Hawks?
Yeah,
September 14th?
that was the 55-point explosion versus Colorado State.
Barry Lunny will not open this week with a loss. We know that in his coaching tenure.
True. That's a fair point.
They are off this week, so we are glad about that. Gives them time to get ready, willing, and able to take on those LSU Tigers next Saturday. Barry Lunny may be a curse word in Louisiana by the end of next Saturday.
I think Miles Brennan's going to have a great game that night.
We got Lunnied. We've been Lunnied.
Uh-huh. Maybe and that's why he's like,
not going to be.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
Bayou Bellway Trash text line nickname.
Yes.
Everybody's excited about Arkansas to see what level of suckage they'll be at next year.
Wow. Really?
Yep. That's coming from nickname. That's not me.
Wow.
Also, 903 Ingram from Carthage decommitted from Arkansas. And,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
the fourth decommit.
Kind of know where that's going.
Yeah, we kind of know where that's going.
Yeah.
You're right.
Might have a brother that plays at another place. And probably was very misguided to not make that decision in the first place.
Yeah, we kind of knew that was going. We knew that was going to happen. You're not telling us anything we don't know, Adam.
I'm reading the text line. 903 sent that in. That's all. So, I mean, I can stop giving you the will of the people.
318-GUY-PAL, 318-GUY-PAL, 318-489-7455.
Billy Cannon was an Estruma Indian, Hopalong says.
There we go.
So there you go. At 6:33, so it's an hour ago, Griffin fan, and maybe Fletch can be right.
My gut about Alabama?
Possibly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Draco would pay for a tie in fantasy. I guess his team's not doing so well.
Yeah, I just lost a game in a second tiebreaker. We tied
the
in
second
my big
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just been that kind of year for fantasy. It's just the worst.
I have one. I'm in 3 leagues, and 2 of the teams are really good. Right. The third team, the one that we're in, is historically bad.
Yeah, you and I are fighting tooth and nail.
And you and another guy are like not letting me, be on the bottom of this of the standings there. So I'll thank you.
I just kind of want to hang out with you, man. I don't want you to be too lonely.
The team that I played this, I had like 50 points, just something brutal.
Right, yeah,
and part of it was bye weeks and all that, but
it doesn't help me that Saquon Barkley and Emmanuel Sanders were both banged up.
Right. Get a load of this squad. Jared Goff.
Yeah, he's playing really well this year.
So bad. Outside of 2 weeks, Stephon Diggs has been terrible this year.
Yes, he's got 2 games, and that's it.
Yeah, got him. Juju.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My high point scorer, Tevin Coleman.
There we go.
All right, 11 points. Singletary.
My man.
Yeah. Was going to get a little outside the box this week, right? Got Pascal from the Colts. Put him in the flex spot.
Smart.
My second high point scorer, the kicker for the Cardinals, Gonzalez.
He's ready.
And the Bills defense with all 5 of their points.
That's a juggernaut right there.
Oh boy. I got up to the 60-point mark last night. Look at me. I thought it was much worse than that.
Pretty impressive showing.
Yeah, that team is brutal.
That's pretty good.
Yep. I basically would have lost to 3 players on the other team. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Same week I go out of the Survivor, which would have made all the fantasy games. Who cares if you win that?
You'd have hung in there and won that $1,000. Bayou Bellway Survivor pool is down to 5 people.
Thanks, Hoyer.
5.
Way to go, Hoyer.
5.
Can I blame Keontae Dawson for this? He was there.
Yes.
He was at the game. Was he? Yeah, they had like a Colts reunion, so Peyton was there as well. They had it was like a whole bunch of them on the field. Yeah, have y'all watched any of that show he does on ESPN? It's a ESPN Plus, I guess. So he's got one that I really want to watch. I saw the commercial was on last night for it, where him and Joe Montana are talking about during the clip they were talking about the catch. The Dwight Clark and all that, but I'm assuming they go into other stuff. But they were at the stadium, and he was kind of describing how Dwight Clark caught the ball, exactly how they worked on it because it was the high point, and it wouldn't all this kind of stuff, and how he was talking trash to the Cowboys sideline after the play. And I was like, I want to watch this now. And then you go back and it's like, oh, he did one with Favre too. Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good.
So I want to check that episode out.
Well, we're supposed to have Skip Holtz on here at 7:30. I have seen nothing that indicates why he would not be here with us.
Media embargo, perhaps, because they're not ranked.
Maybe so. Maybe there's
8-1, right?
8-1.
Not too bad.
No, it's pretty dang good, and that's kind of one of the things that we want to talk about. Is they've got a huge game this week against Marshall. This is kind of like the go-to stretch for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, it is.
This is make or break time. It includes a couple of big road games, back-to-back, Marshall and then UAB. Marshall game, by the way, is on a Friday, which I know Skip's not a big fan of that because he said, Fridays are for high school football.
TV speaks.
But, TV is going to be on CBS Sports Network. So they go to Huntington, West Virginia this week, off to Birmingham the next week, and then they wrap it up with Texas San Antonio. But if there is any way for Tech, if they can navigate these two very tough road games, once again, Marshall is a 6-3 team. Same with UAB. Marshall's 4-1 and just a half game behind Florida Atlantic in the East. So this is huge for Marshall as far as their chances to win a division title and to play in the Conference USA Championship. Of course, if Tech can win this, they set themselves up pretty well. Texas San Antonio is no slouch. They're 4-5. They're fighting for a bowl opportunity. So these three games are going to literally make or break what could be an historic season at Louisiana Tech. They could literally win 13 games this year, right? 11-1, 12-1, 13. Yeah.
Yep. And they're playing to host the conference championship.
Game. Yep.
Right. Which they've got a lead on everybody on right now.
Right. They're the only undefeated team in Conference USA. So everything is pointing towards Louisiana Tech having just this incredible season and an opportunity to win a seventh consecutive bowl game already is in place. There's still that outside chance for that New Year's Six game.
Sure.
A couple of things have to kind of break their way. And
they need a bout of flu to go through the American Athletic Conference, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Is Boise still...
Boise's still out there. Yeah. They're ranked. Aren't they ranked now? Are they 24th?
I think they are.
Yeah, 23rd, something like that. So they need Boise to lose. They need Memphis to lose. They need Cincinnati to lose. Yeah. Stay ahead of, App State with a win over South Carolina. How would they determine that if it comes down to a one-loss Tech team and a one-loss Appalachian State team? Is it based on the playoff rankings? I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
And at that point, Appalachian State may get it because
they've got
win over North Carolina and a win over South Carolina.
Yeah.
Tech's only losses to Texas. You got to think that the more Texas wins, the better off it is for Louisiana Tech.
I think I saw something yesterday, like the only two group of five teams that are undefeated against group of five are Tech and Cincinnati. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the American Athletic is kind of always going to get the benefit of the doubt in these situations. Them and Boise, because Boise's got the track record and all that. But
right.
Because you've got, like 4 teams ranked from the AAC? Is it 3 or 4?
Don't give me a line. Memphis, Cincinnati, and
Navy,
SMU? Navy?
Cincinnati, Memphis, SMU, and Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 teams. Yeah. Yeah, the Navy cracked in there this week, I think.
Yep, 7-1.
So there's another team maybe to worry about.
Yeah.
But as long as they take care of the business, they're going to be in the conversation the rest of the season. And it all starts this Friday, at Marshall, Louisiana Tech at Marshall. 6 o'clock kick, by the way, for the Bulldogs in Huntington, West Virginia. A Friday night date with the Marshall Thundering Herd. So, don't know what happened. I've sent a message to Tech. I don't know if there was any kind of miscommunication, but it's always 7:30 on Tuesday for Skip. So, I don't know. Hope everything's okay. Hope Skip's all right. Hope he hasn't. There you go. Maybe he's doing another.
Speaking of the teams in the running for that at-large spot.
Yeah.
App State, great wins. North Carolina's probably going to a bowl. South Carolina might not be, but still, it looks nice. All right, ULL is a good team.
Right.
And they went down there and beat them by 10 points. They have a home loss to Georgia Southern.
Remember what that weather was like in that home loss.
Yeah.
It was like 40 to 60 mile an hour winds, driving rain, just horrible.
Yeah.
But
they got, that's got to be kicking themselves, because they could be 9-0 and they easily be 9-0, Yeah, that was a game where Georgia Southern threw 4 passes and completed one of them.
Yep.
And App State threw 51 passes somehow in that mess.
And that's the one thing that Whistling Dixie Chicken or whatever, the coach for Appalachian State, said that
it's his Indian name.
Probably should not have thrown the ball 51 times in this weather.
Probably so. 318 says Skip's on the phone with Arkansas.
Yeah, I've already got a couple of texts. Must be on the phone with Arkansas. Must be on the phone with Arkansas. So, I don't know. All right, we'll just keep moving forward. Stephen Jeter will join us here in just a little bit. The Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, brought to you by GBT, the great banking team. I love the fact that you can call a 318 area code and get in touch with the fine folks at GBT, 843-6228. That's 318-843-6228. That's customer service for GBT. Any problems, questions, concerns you've got, there's a real human being that can solve your problem or at least get you in touch with the right person to get that problem, that dilemma overwhelmed and taken care of. We love our bank, and if you are a GBT customer, you probably feel the exact same way that we do. GBT, the great banking team, supporting the Tim Fletcher Show, and they have for a long, long time, man, and we love them. Mansfield Road, Williamson Way. You'll also find them at 3400 Line Avenue in Shreveport, East Texas, next to the Bellagio. GBT, the great banking team. Back with Stephen Jeter of Loyola right after these words.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
So you think you have unlimited data?
Recalculating.
Think again. If you have unlimited data on a network you can't trust, your data is limited, and so are you. Set your smartphone free with the new unlimited plans from Total Wireless. Get 4 lines with unlimited data on the nation's best 4G LTE network with 100 gigabytes at high speed, then 2G for just $25 a month per line.
You have arrived at your destination.
Get the new unlimited plans. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Walmart. See terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
At Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. 5 minutes? That's less time than you spend arguing about how to pronounce GIF.
Wait, GIF or JIF?
Hard G. Less time than you spend trying to stick to your paleo diet.
Resist the carbs. Ooh, brownies.
No brownies. That's about 5 minutes to earn 5 times the national average savings rate. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
At Capital One, you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. 5 minutes? That's less time than you spend arguing about how to pronounce GIF.
Wait, GIF or JIF?
Hard G. Less time than you spend trying to stick to your paleo diet.
Resist the carbs. Ooh, brownies.
No brownies. That's about 5 minutes to earn 5 times the national average savings rate. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's best 4G LTE networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less.
Compatible device and SIM required. Excludes the 2-line plan. See straighttalk.com.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
11:30 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 11:30 The Tiger.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. 11:30 The Tiger. 7:47 is our time. We're glad you're hanging out with us. We also want to make sure you're aware that we're closing in on Thanksgiving fast. It's, the last Thursday of the month, right? So what will that be? Thursday the 28th? Hey, we're 16 days and counting. Time to start getting that family gathering plan all squared away, and that we certainly hope it includes honey baked ham, because if you want a great holiday gathering for Thanksgiving, then there needs to be either a turkey or a ham from Honey Baked Ham, because I guarantee you your family and friends are going to be so satisfied. Dude, the Friday after Thanksgiving ham sandwiches from Honey Baked Ham, off that Honey Baked Ham from Thanksgiving. Just amazing. Golly, jeez. Allie will sometimes put it in some bean soup like on a Saturday as well. Whew. We make that ham last. 865-4411. That's the phone number for Honey Baked Ham. 865-4411. Get your order in for Thanksgiving right now. Your ham quarters for the holidays is located at Southfield and Uri. Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Joining us now on the Mudbucks Hockey Hotline for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, your head coach of the Loyola Flyers, undisputed district champion of District 1 3A, Stephen Jeter. Hey, Jeter, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Y'all doing well this morning?
We're doing all right, buddy. We're doing A-OK. So how you doing? Feeling pretty froggy about the postseason?
Feeling pretty good. I feel like we got a pretty favorable draw as long as we keep playing well.
All right. Take us through why you think this is a favorable draw. I don't know anything about Thomas Jefferson other than I believe he was one of our founding fathers.
There you go.
So I've got that.
There you go. Yeah. I didn't know much either. You know, this is the first time I think they've picked to play in the postseason since the split, so I don't know what that says about us or how they feel about us. So, obviously they feel they have a chance of driving up here and beating us. But, they're your typical South Louisiana team. They're going to play some power football. I think they're really talented on both sides of the line, offense and defensive line. They've their record doesn't really show it, but they've played some good teams, and I think they're a really good football team. But I also feel like for the first time in the split, especially since we go in with 3 and 4A, we have a chance to make a run. And so we still got to play really well. We'll have an opportunity, hopefully have an opportunity if we take care of business this week to get a rematch with St. Louis, which I wasn't able to be at that game last year. I'm pretty excited about that. I think our kids are pretty excited about that matchup. And then so I'm at the first 2 rounds, really give us an opportunity. So,
as far as the health of your team, you've been talking about how you're, very fortunate in that regard. Still pretty fortunate?
Still very fortunate. Got a lot of bumps and bruises, but, just that part of the year. But nobody, we're actually getting to where we're the healthiest we've been this season. So really excited about that.
What is it about what you do is going to be different than what Thomas Jefferson is accustomed to seeing, whether it's offensively or defensively?
I think they'll see a few different looks from us defensively. Coach Jackson does a great job of, we have a base defense, but we are very multiple in our looks, and he is definitely willing to change what he is going to do to take away an offensive strength. Offensively, they've seen several spread teams. I don't know if they've seen teams that run the RPOs like we do, but, it's going to come down for us to have success offensively. We're going to have to win up front. We're going to have to be able to run the ball with Reese. And so I'm challenging our offensive line because their defensive line has really impressed me on film.
You go into it, obviously, with your young quarterback. What concerns do you have with a sophomore quarterback heading into the postseason, if any?
You always worry about, a young guy, sophomore, making those mistakes, but just really each week he has just grown so much, and he's done a really good job of taking care of the football for us. It's really not that of much of a concern. Coach Sella has done a great job with them, getting them prepared, knowing the game plan. He spends extra time with me and making sure that we go through film and what he's looking for, what he needs to check out of, or what he needs to check to if we get certain looks. And so, he's done a really good job of putting us in the right plays, making good decisions. And, what I'm really impressed with them, especially being so young, is sometimes, they always want to make the big play. Mm-hmm. And he is willing to take what the defense gives us and let his playmakers on the outside make plays.
It's almost like, Jeter, that the playmakers have kind of gone a little under the radar for you guys this year. Do you understand what I mean by that? That we don't hear as much about what is a talented group of wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, for one, they're all first-year guys.
Yeah.
So Trey obviously had a little breakout moment as a freshman last year, and AJ is a basketball kid that came out for the first time this year, and I think it's for one, I think it's because offensively we do a pretty good job of spreading the ball around, but those guys just continue to make big plays. AJ Taylor the other night, it was a third down play. We threw a comeback at the 6. The corner broke on it, and I thought it was about to be a pick 6, and he just kind of plucked it right out of his hands and then made the guy miss and got up the field for like an extra 10 yards. It was just, some of the stuff that AJ does as a first-year guy is just really impressive. It's really surprising, and he just has great instincts. And it's been fun to watch. He is a great addition to our football team, and he's one of the main reasons that we are 8-2 and where we're at sitting right now in the playoffs is for him coming out. And it's not just because of his athletic ability. He came out and he had a great work ethic. He's a great leader. He's a quiet guy. He just comes out and, for the year he has not let it go to his head. He just continues to go out and work and try to get better at becoming a better receiver each week. And that's what's really made this team really good is that nobody's going out there just playing for themselves. They're playing for the man next to them. They're playing as a team. They're playing as a unit. And they really have a close-knit bond in this group, and it's fun to watch.
Coach, another thing that we really haven't discussed that often, but heading into last week between Birch and Bodden, you had the two leading tacklers in the area. We were talking to Eric Birch after the game, immediately after the game. He's our correspondent for Loyola, his boy Ian. And I think Ian said that Jack may have moved ahead of him this week. Is there a nice little friendly rivalry there for those two fellas to see who could end up leading the area in tackles? Do you know anything about just that relationship between those two fellas, because they have both turned in almost 100 tackles so far this season?
Yeah, I know that they're always kind of getting at each other a little bit, but it's friendly. It's what makes us better. And really those two guys, they're really great players. They're really good high school football players for us, and they do a great job. But a lot of their success comes from that D-line, comes from Luke Hamilton on the outside of doing their job, of squeezing down blocks, of staying home, not running up field, eating up the blocks in front of them, so those guys get to play free. And so they are doing a great job, but it's also because of what I said before. Jonathan Durrell and Swak, even though he's broken the school sack record, Cody Kilgarland, Luke Hamilton, those guys doing what they need to do up front, staying disciplined, playing good football, has allowed those two guys to play free and make a ton of plays.
Can you spell Swak right now?
It is SZWAK.
That's absolutely 100% correct. That's fantastic. That's a man who knows his players. Here's another thing that I think that is a little underrated about the Loyola Flyers. I think you've got a pretty nice little kicker in Matt Mansour. Came through in the clutch for you, kind of got things rolling for the Flyers the other night against Mansfield. And in postseason play, there are so many games that are going to come down to who has a kid that you can rely on as a kicker. How reliable or how much do you feel Matt Mansour is as far as a reliable kicker?
He's done a great job this year. The field goals were excellent the other night, but what really made it clutch was his kickoffs. We were able to take advantage with some squib kicks here and there with some directional kicking. They moved their back line up to try to take that away, and then he was able to kick it deep into the end zone. And so, when you have that kind of weapon on your kickoff team, it takes a lot of pressure off your special teams. And so, and knowing that when you get inside the 20 or to get to the 20, that you're almost automatic for 3 is a good feeling as a head coach. And then we also have Avon Smith, that his backup that's done a lot for us too this year on kickoffs and some field goal situations that he's worked really hard. And so we're blessed to have 2 guys that we can run out there if we need to.
Stephen Jeter and the Loyola Flyers will be at home against Thomas Jefferson Friday night at Mesmer Stadium. Division II playoffs. If they win and the seeds hold up, they will be hosting St. Louis. If they win and St. Michael the Archangel wins, you'll be on the road down there, right?
Correct.
And that's where Jim Henderson's kiddos playing, isn't it, at St. Michael?
I think so.
Yeah. I think so. The old former cool school president, of course, Nick Henderson, was a standout for the Flyers a few years ago on that offensive line. So who knows?
He was. We missed Jim.
Yeah, Jim's a good dude. And so who knows? There's going to be something fun and intriguing no matter what happens, but you got to get there first. And they're going to try to do that with 48 minutes of solid football Friday night, Mesmer Stadium, the home of the Snoopy crew, Stephen Jeter and Loyola getting after it, man. Hopefully we're talking to you Friday night after the game, Jeter.
I hope so, and I look forward to it.
Same here, man. Have a good day, buddy. Stephen Jeter.
Thanks. Y'all too.
Super good dude. Kind of like that Jeter guy.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right. I think he's got a future.
I saw something yesterday that he is 14-0 Productions put out a list of, I guess, head coaches from one place.
Yeah.
And that all graduated from the same high school. Evangel's got 4, Jeter being one of them. Along with Byron, of course.
Yeah.
Thomas Bachman.
Yes.
And Neil May.
Oh, there you go.
So that's kind of cool.
Could have been you. Not too late. I've tried to make you a doctor or a lawyer. Still be a high school head football coach.
At least these are, this part is something I've done before. Instead of trying to go back to medical school, which sounds just awful.
If you become the head coach somewhere, okay?
Like I'm not the head coach of
football.
Right.
If you become a head football coach somewhere, I think it's a no-brainer who your offensive coordinator should be. So he's right here. I think that how some people, how Prince was a lyrical genius. My ability to come up with plays that are indefensible would make us a juggernaut. We could put Puff as the defensive coordinator and win a state championship.
This is not going to be a long tenure for me.
I'm telling you right now, we could make some magic happen. You just give me the keys to an offense. I don't want to be the head coach. I'm tired of being, I just want to be the guy. I just want to be the Joe Brady.
You're tired of being the what?
The guy that's got to be taking all the hits. I want you to have the pressure of all the hits. I want you to do all the invoicing, so to speak, I want you to get out there. You be the face of the franchise. We're going to start a high school, okay? You're going to be the OC. Rogers isn't going to leave the house on Friday night, so we know he can't coach with us unless he does it by phone. Right, he's not going to be there.
Right.
So you're going to be the head coach. I'm the offensive coordinator. We'll find us a DC that's going to be pretty decent. We will light it up. I think
I don't know where to go from here.
I think you're warming up to this idea.
It's not really what I would call it. Considering I've sat here and heard you at least 20 times over the last year say, this is why I'm not a coach. This is why I couldn't be a coach.
Head coach. This is why I'm not coaching. And I'm not going to teach anything, except I'll teach you lessons of hard knocks about the life on the streets. If there's a class for that in high school, they'll have life coaches. I could be the class of life is what I could teach.
That sounds like it was on the side of a Tennessee championship ring at some point.
Or Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Is that what the trophy says for Jimbo's office?
Well, he never won one, but he's a champion for life.
2017 Life Coach of the Year. Speaking of the SEC, as we head to the break, how about a little SEC update, Rogers?
This SEC update is brought to you by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport. They're open Hump Day
Tuesday.
and Holy Day.
They're open today. 5 SEC teams are a part of the field of 64 in the 38th NCAA Division I Women's Soccer Championship. South Carolina is the national number 2 seed after winning the SEC tournament. Arkansas, the regular season champ, is the number 3 seed. Also in the field, Florida, A&M, and Vanderbilt. Preliminary rounds all take place at campus sites. First round games will be November 15th, 16th, and 17th. Second and third round games, the Friday, November 22nd, and Sunday, November 24th. Quarterfinals later on. 6th time for the Ladybacks to be in the NCAA tournament in the last 7 years. And this is their highest NCAA seeding in school history. They will entertain North Texas in round 1. Vanderbilt goes to Clemson. Florida will welcome South Florida. Samford, S-A-M-F-O-R-D, will make their way from, Birmingham, I think, to South Carolina. And, oh, look at this. Lady Aggies hosting the Lady Horns of Texas in a first-round matchup game.
This SEC update was brought to you by Red River Brewing. They're open from Tuesday to Holy Day. Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street.
They're open today. And, boy, I could have another Oktoberfest right now. I would be happy. 1200 Marshall Street, Red River Brewing. Back with Rogers and Adam right after these words. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 Eastburg, Coons, and Shreveport. 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City. These are dark times for us chicken fans. One of our favorite places to eat on Uri Drive is closed for construction for a couple of months. But have no fear, Walk-Ons is here. They have got your chicken strips, your boneless chicken nuggets, your chicken sandwiches, your waffle fries. They've even got sweet and sour sauce packets, honey mustard packets to go with those chicken strip meals. And to make it even more convenient for you, 8 spots at the Walk-Ons parking lot for you to pull in and pick up. They will bring you your chicken with curbside service. Walk-Ons to save the day.
There are so many banks around Shreveport-Bossier. Almost you can't swing a dollar bill without hitting one, right? Well, that's kind of what I love about GBT. They are strategically located. Mansfield Road, Williamson Way, 3400 Line Avenue, Shreveport, East Texas next to the Bellagio in Bossier. And what they have done is just genius. They put real people inside those branches to take care of your problems. GBT, the great banking team. When it comes to musicals, our pal Rogers Hampton loves Grease because it's electrifying. Well, they've got some electrifying opportunities at First Choice Personnel, don't you, Nicole?
We do. We're looking for people who have electrical experience. If you're foreman, if you're just basic journeyman, we need you.
It's electrifying. First Choice Personnel, 797-7810. Football season is eating season for the Fletcher family, or at least for this Fletcher. And when it comes to eating, I like a good ham. Oh, man. I could eat ham for breakfast. You call it breakfast ham. I could eat a ham sandwich for lunch. And then I could polish off a bone-in ham for dinner. It's the Ham Fecta from Honey Baked Ham. Honey, please give me a Honey Baked Ham. Southfield Shopping Center. Let's say you got a kiddo playing a little football, you got a kiddo on the pep squad and the band. Whatever it is that your youngster is out there doing, more than likely has created a little bit of soreness. There's a little bit of, Mom, my ankles are killing me. Mom, my back. What's going on with this? Hey, Dad, why does my shoulder hurt when I do it like this? One way to get those kiddos feeling better again, Chill and Hill. It's not just for people like me and Rogers and Adam. It's certainly for younger ones as well. Chill and Hill. Revitalize, restore, get back on the field. Chill and Hill. 798-4325. Mud Bugs Hockey is here. The season is underway. The 4th season in the North American Hockey League for the Shreveport Mud Bugs has arrived. They've already won a championship. They've made the postseason in their other 2 seasons as well, so you know you're going to be watching a successful squad out there on the ice at George's Pond at Hirsch Coliseum. It's great entertainment. Join us at Mud Bugs Hockey this year. MudbugsHockey.com.
Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport. 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Tigers win. Tigers win.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger. It's 8:08 on this chilly Tuesday morning. Going to get up to, 40 degrees today, Rogers? Is that about right? Going to have a tough time crawling out of the 30s, kind of like our partner here, Adam Hester's having a tough time crawling out of the 30s.
What are you talking about?
You know what I mean.
No one knows what you mean. Most of the time.
Yep.
This is not going to get Skip back on your good graces.
Cormier Family Dentistry. If you want to get back in good graces with your family, then how about having a bright, shiny smile? Cormier Family Dentistry, 868-4072. I got a Cormier beauty smile. 868-4072. 868-4072. Cormier Family Dentistry on East Kings, right across from Albertsons, next to Drug Emporium. It's the happiest I've ever been coming in and out of a dentist. And I did not have the laughing gas either time. I was just like, I like coming to this place. I'm ready for my 6-month checkup. They've taught me I had a little plaque buildup on the lower back of my little teeth on the bottom, whatever those things are called. They called me. Oh, they called you little tooth. Had a little plaque buildup, and I was like, what is that? And I was told exactly how to brush my teeth better in that area to make sure it doesn't happen again.
The angle or something?
Yeah, it's all about the angles. Cormier Family Dentistry. You learn something about your teeth every time you go in. 868-4072. Are you here to poo-poo on Barry Lunny Jr.? You know, his dad...
I don't think about Barry Lunny Jr. until you bring it up.
His dad won 8 state titles at Fort Smith South Side.
State titles?
North Side.
Well,
he's in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. His dad is.
You just fired a really good high school coach. You want to go that route again?
I'm just saying he's got some coaching pedigree.
Oh. It's in his blood.
It's in his blood. Right. You know? Yeah, OBU and Reading are, 19-1 combined? The Battle of the Ravine, I think, is this Saturday.
Winner gets the Arkansas.
The winner gets Netherton.
That was Rogers. That wasn't me. That was Rogers. It was. It was right down the pipe.
So the losing coach of the OBU Henderson game has to go coach Arkansas, is what you're saying.
That's what Rogers is saying. I said the winner. I was trying to give you at least the guy who came out victorious.
Y'all are all making little jokey jokes.
He's a good coach. Who said the record? 19-1 between the two of them. What are you? I mean, I know.
I will have the last laugh in 2037.
Oh, 2037.
When my hogs finally move back in. Allie, we're watching the game. She goes, why did they leave their old conference and join the SEC? I said, money. You know, I said, and I've always said it's been better for them to be in the SEC because of the money, the prestige.
Sure.
You know, it's obviously hasn't slowed them down in winning, golf titles and track and field, obviously, cross country, baseball, Omahogs. You know how that goes. Soccer, every sport.
Which they
basketball.
Could still be good at if they were in the other conference.
Rogers, don't give me that Bermuda Triangle foul pop-up.
They would still be good at all those other sports if they were in the Big 12.
It wouldn't count as much. It just means more over in the SEC.
But it doesn't. That's nonsense. As it's still.
But even I think that maybe, just maybe, should have possibly stuck with the SWAC.
Well, I think now the money, I don't know that the money would be all that different now, to be honest.
That'd be fun.
Still in the same thing. Oh my
God, geez, we had owned Texas.
No.
I'll bare knuckle box you, man.
You would be owning anything. Relax.
Yeah. I think that the Big 12 needs to trade.
We need to trade into the ad.
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State to the SEC for Arkansas and LSU. There you go.
Why? Why would they do that?
Because,
they could just take Oklahoma and Oklahoma State and not trade you anything.
That's also
probably
true.
what would happen.
And probably just...
I wouldn't be surprised if something like that did happen down the road, actually. And then Texas can finally realize their dream of playing conference games against Cal and UCLA.
And themselves. I think Texas wants to play themselves. Is who they want to play.
Look, honestly, if that happened, I think independence might be a real option.
Oh, look, Texas talking about independence again.
If they pull Oklahoma and Oklahoma State from the Big 12, what's left?
That whole state. All they want to do is be independent. They want to secede. All right.
If you pull Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, why would they stay?
Huh?
For what?
Baylor. Hello.
Great football season that Baylor is having and all that, but that's not the glue that holds the conference together.
Speaking of, the AP Top 25 votes came out, the other day, and where these guys are voting. The teams, the people who did not vote LSU number one, okay?
Right.
Have you seen where they're from?
I have not.
All right. Here is a little glimpse. Glamps?
Glamps. Glamps.
Glamps.
Glamps, pal.
Where is my little thing here? Hold on.
Minnesota should be above Bama.
Because
there's somebody out there that thinks that.
What?
I'm sure that. Oh, really?
Good gosh. Damn phone won't stay up here.
Oh.
Who's got Minnesota what? 7?
Well.
Playoffs. Where is the Reddit that has the snapshot of...
That was floating around Twitter at some point, too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking for.
It's been removed from the internet. I'm assuming that...
Damn it.
Who's getting first? All right, so 3 teams getting first place votes?
Huh?
Probably 3 teams getting first place votes.
Ohio State, Clemson, and LSU.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm assuming. Are you going to tell me their regional proportion?
Yeah, pretty
basically.
Much. That's kind of what I was going to tell you.
Gotcha.
That Big Ten guys are voting for Ohio State. There's a couple of ACC guys voting for
works.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Right.
How could you, after 4 top 25 teams, 3 top 10 teams that they've beaten, 3 of them on the road of the 4 top 25 teams.
Yeah.
And we all know LSU's toughest game still is a week and a half away.
Practice is tougher than that.
Mm.
I mean,
by the way, Skip Holtz was on with Monroe Radio at 7:45 this morning.
Saw that. And he was asked about the Arkansas job.
So I don't know. I don't know what happened. We have a standing date, I thought, with Skip at 7:30 every Tuesday. Something just must have slipped past the old goalie. I don't know. So, oh well. Wish the Dogs nothing but the best on their trip to Marshall to take on the Thundering Herd. Bayou Bellway's Trash Text on Bayou Bell, the nice guys who love talking trash. 671-9900 is their phone number. Yeah.
Fist Pump says short week plus it's finals week about Louisiana Tech.
Skip taking a final?
I think he's talking about just the game. Is he talking about the game on Friday?
Yeah.
In this,
yeah.
Maybe Skip is. Education never really ends, Tim. You're always
it
trying
does.
to learn.
This is true.
Rafe says, need Cincinnati to lose 1 and then win the AAC championship. Need Boise to lose 1, App State to lose 1. It is the highest ranked G5 conference champion. Draco wants to know if Skip's blocked you on Twitter.
What?
Has Skip
Hey,
blocked
no
you
lie.
on Twitter?
Maybe I need to check.
I think this was shortly before you said it. He said you should be Adam's OC and quarterbacks coach, and also you could be the school dietitian.
I have lost 5.5 pounds in the last 6 weeks.
Scomcat votes for Rogers for OC.
Rogers, he won't leave the house. He's going to have to be on the phone, and by about 8 o'clock on a Friday night, he ain't going to be able to understand a word he says.
I mean, it's the future, though. He can make play calls from home. He can just do it online.
His play call is going to be Bud left, Bud right. Anything but Bud Light.
War Eagle says, with your offensive genius, you should contact Jerry Jones and apply for the Razorback job.
I've thought about it. I have thought about it. If the last chance you guy can do it, I don't know why I can't.
I didn't even think about this, and I'm upset that I didn't until just now. Astros fan says, as entertaining as your show was yesterday, it paled in comparison to watching the Feinbaum show in the afternoon. I did not even think about it being the Feinbaum after a Bama loss.
Paul! How many wanted Saban fired? Or think that the game has passed him by or whatever?
Some of those really around online, yeah.
Saban said that that Alabama missed 25 tackles yesterday. Or Saturday. 25 tackles in the game. LSU will say Clyde Edwards-Helaire broke 22 tackles.
Yes. The Guardian says, great win by LSU and Grambling this weekend. Which coach had the better dance coach, Orgeron or Fobbs?
I haven't seen Fobbs. Grambling's coming on pretty strong here the last few weeks.
Imagine that.
Yes. They've got a big date coming up very, very soon.
Underfaker, wasn't Chad Morris supposed to be the coach of the year and win the SEC title within 4 years?
Yes. And he was stopped short of that. So my prediction is now void. It's not that it didn't come true. It wasn't given a chance to come true.
Sure.
I said 2020 SEC champions, 2021 national champion. Can't do it if he's not the coach. So I get my refund back on my bet.
All right. Kachu, Fletch, what did you do to Skip? You ask him about leaving every now and again. Maybe he doesn't want to lie to you about following his father's footsteps to Arkansas.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Chapel Day. I'm way late. I got to go.
I'll see you, Asker.
Yeah. Somebody asked on there, where do the Seahawks rank after beating the 49ers?
Just ahead of Clemson.
Oh.
Right? Where do the Seahawks rank?
Yeah.
As in like a ranking?
Like a power ranking,
Who cares about the NFL power ranking? But, I mean, are they, the fact that there was a road win?
Yeah, but 49ers didn't have Kittle, didn't have
Sanders
for most of the game.
Yeah.
All that,
Huh? Trent's out for the year. It does suck.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Top 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think they
Ravens beat them at home. Ravens are good.
Right. Saints beat them at home. Saints are good.
Yep. Saints still have the Niners coming up, right?
Yep.
And Niners, matter of fact, Niners have Ravens and Saints in the next couple of games.
Niners are.
We'll find out.
Whoever has home field advantage in the NFC, Esther, is going to probably have at least 3 losses. I see a 13-3 team having home field advantage in the playoffs. So, there you go. Dietrich said, yeah, we had him. Nothing, towing the company line kind of as far as, job openings. He said he didn't really force the issue, though. But for whatever reason, we did not have Skip today. But Monroe did. 8:22 the time. Rogers, Hampton, and myself. We will have, I think we're going to have Eric Conkle on today at 9:05. We got his number, so we're expecting to have Eric Conkle on with us today. As far as a Tech Tuesday, it's $2 Taco Tuesday at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20. all day long. $2 tacos, $2 Tecate, $2 tequila. Come on, get you some. And oh, by the way, Jared and Flip are ready for you to have your holiday party as well, squared away at Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20. When we come back, Central Ohio's biggest Saints fan, and also maybe Central Ohio's biggest Joe Burrow fan. Ohio State apologist, writer for the comeback.com, Mr. Matt Yoder will join us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline when we return. Let's Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
Join us each Friday for Forkum Fridays with Northwestern State University. Every single Friday, 8:30. Tune in, get the latest on Demon Sports as they get ready for Southland Conference action. It's Forkum Friday, every Friday.
Hey, this is Bubba Winningham with Chevyland in Shreveport, and it's the Black Friday sale all November long going on right now. This is your chance. We have a 2019 Silverado Crew Cab Custom Trail Boss Edition. Now, what that means is it's got a factory 2.5-inch leveling kit with some bigger, beefier Goodyear Duratrack tires. It's got the 355 horsepower, 5.3-liter V8. You've got tons of equipment, and this is the best-looking four-wheel drive truck on the ground. There's 13 of them today, and you can have that truck for $10,000 off MSRP, which puts you right around $36,000 to $37,000 for a good-looking four-wheel drive, brand-new Crew Cab Silverado. Check us out at Chevrolet.com or come by at 7500 Erie Drive.
We have Nicole from First Choice Personnel on the line with us. Nicole, I am really good at lifting my fork, as you can tell by my expanding waistline, but could I get a job as a forklifter doing that with you guys?
Well, we could see what we can do, but right now we're just kind of looking for warehouse forklift drivers, industrial forklift drivers, pallet jacks, anyone who's done any type of warehouse with forklifting.
Well, if you need a competitive eater lifting that fork, I'm your guy. Otherwise, call First Choice Personnel, 797-7810. Dynamite shrimp! That's what they've got at Rotolo's, crafted, crust, fried, and tossed in that house-made dynamite sauce. They've got it. You want it. It's Dynamite Shrimp at Rotolo's Crafted Crust. They've also got a brand new BBQ Big Boy Burger that will battle the best of them. And how about a fried buffalo chicken sandwich, a Bill sandwich? They even have shrimp tacos and seared tuna tacos now at Rotolo's Crafted Crust, East 70th in Shreveport.
You're on 49. It is so easy to just hit that Burt Coons exit and swoop into Swoop.
If you need to top off your tank, Swoop. Locally owned and operated. Of course you want to support a Shreveport business and a Bossier business on Industrial in Bossier City. But at the Swoop in Shreveport, sweetie,
those breakfast sandwiches.
Breakfast sandwiches where the biscuits are a mile high.
Ho, 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 ho.
Sausage, egg, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. They've
hot
got
coffee and
coffee,
the OJ.
Clean restrooms. Brighten your day at Swoop.
There it is.
Think of the money you're going to save once you make this call. 865-5113. Rapolo's Insulation. You've already paid one, maybe two utility bills where that heating cost is kind of getting you. Save your money. Call Brian Rapolo, 865-5113. Rapolo's Insulation. AccuTemp, 861-2255, 861-2255. They've handled everything in our house for years now. We trust them. We know they do a great job. We know they're going to do it for the price they say they're going to do it for. We love these guys. And when we have a problem with the heat, which we don't, but if we did, we call AccuTemp, 861-2255.
Edge Concrete Cutting. We cut floors, ceilings, walls, slabs, bridges, and more. Edge can handle your flat sawing, electrical slab sawing, core drilling, early entry sawing, concrete demo, and removal. Edge has the experience, personnel, and equipment to handle any job, ranging from large construction projects to small concrete cuts or coring jobs. Call Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-3745. That's Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-DRILL.
It's football season, and that means it's time for a little home cooking. Everyone's got their favorite home team, whether it's in high school football, college football, go Hogs, or it's the NFL. One of our favorite home teams, Bayou Bell Waste. C-Mac's in the house. What's up, buddy?
My wife would say go Cowboys. I say who dat. But when you think of hometown, think of the hometown dumpster service, Bayou Bell Waste. Right here in the Shreveport-Bossier area since 1997. If you need a dumpster, call the home team. Call Bayou Bell.
And speaking of home teams, does this mean we get to see Russell in a cheerleading outfit?
Absolutely.
Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports. 1130, The Tiger.
Welcome back, everybody. It's 1130, The Tiger. Your 50,000-watt sports blowtorch, the only sports you need in town. And we got you loaded up, buddy. 1-3, hanging with Hester, Jacob Hester, after a huge win over Alabama. His show was exciting yesterday and gearing up for Ole Miss. Jacob hates Ole Miss, as we all do, and so that's going to be fun. 3-5, Patrick Netherton show. No Patrick show today. He's under the weather, and he's got a game to call tonight or tomorrow night. And he's got to save his voice for that. So Patrick's still under the weather, so no Patrick Netherton show today. But Sports Talk with JJ and Bonsai Ben tomorrow. I'll talk to you later, Rogers. I missed JJ and Ben yesterday, and I'm curious what they had to say about the LSU win. But right now, joining us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline, Bugs are off this weekend after splitting a pair with the Brahmas last weekend over in Lone Star, over in the Frisco area. It's our old pal from the comeback.com. Central Ohio's biggest Saints fan, number 1 on your program, number 4,612 in your heart, Mr. Matt Yoder. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tim. I told Rogers, I don't know what's worse, the fact that we all had to sit through that Saints game on Sunday or the fact that here on November 12th, year of our Lord 2019, I am looking at 4 inches of snow outside here in Columbus, Ohio already.
Well, we, sir, are almost at 38 degrees, and we're shutting down the city.
Man, I'd be hitting the golf course if it was that temperature up here. That's golfing, sunning weather.
Yeah, I know.
Go outside and get a tan.
You Midwesterners, you Rust Belt guys. Is Ohio in the Rust Belt? They're a Rust Belt state, aren't they?
You betcha.
All right.
Up into Youngstown and kind of northeast Ohio, southeast Ohio. That's the heart and soul of the Rust Belt.
There was a game Sunday. Is it a game that needs to ever be mentioned again, Matt Yoder? Do we just move forward, or does it need a revisit?
I don't know, Tim. It's funny to me because pretty much everything that could go wrong went wrong on Sunday.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, where do you start with that game? It was just so poor. I mean, the fact that you had, 110-game streak of scoring 10-plus points at home, that got snapped. You allowed the Falcons to have almost as many sacks on Sunday as they had the entire season coming into the game. The fact that you couldn't stop the run, you couldn't run the ball, you committed every penalty known to mankind. A lot to choose from when it comes to Sean Payton, looking back at the film of that game. So maybe the only silver lining here is San Francisco lost, Carolina lost, you still got a 2-game lead. So I don't know if that's just to say, hey, this is our throwaway game. This is our stinker of the year. We got it out of our system, and let's just move on. I mean, you hate that it happened to your rival, but, yeah.
It was ugly.
Too ugly, as they would say.
Offensive line was just atrocious. There were no holes to run through. There was no protection. It was, it was just kind of ugly. It was just an ugly situation all around. So I don't know how you can kind of explain it other than everybody gets a clunker, and this was the Saints clunker.
Everybody seemingly except Michael Thomas, Tim, who put up monster numbers once again. But, I mean, from the line to, Alvin Kamara's first game back, hardly got involved at all.
6 carries? Is that about right?
4 carries, 24 yards for Kamara. Not good. Latavius Murray got 5 carries. I mean, Tim, it was just horrible all the way around. And it's one thing, I think, if the Falcons would have come in and maybe a few breaks went their way and you have a tight game. And that's kind of what I was thinking about early on. First half, like, man, the Saints just aren't catching any break, any 50-50 call. Everything's going against me. They should have a touchdown down there at the goal line. The first drive, Kamara stumbles coming out of the backfield. You get all of these hands-in-the-face penalties, that extended drive, the weird stuff at the end of the half. And you think, hey, the Saints are just hanging around, and third quarter, fourth quarter, they'll wake up, they'll get the job done, and we'll sneak out a victory. And it just never happened.
Right.
It just never happened.
Kept waiting for something to click offensively, and nothing did. I mean, there was nothing that was an indicator that this was going to be, Drew just seemed off. As we mentioned, Kamara, Murray, neither one really got into a lather defense. Lattimore gets hurt. Pete goes down. Armstead's got the flu. I mean, it just seemed like it was the perfect storm. And like, as you mentioned, the only thing that really kind of sucks is that it came against the Falcons. Like, if I didn't expect the Saints to go 15-1, but just, a home game with all the momentum and a chance to kind of really move into the catbird seat as far as seeding goes in the NFC. But it just happened. But the good news is there's still 7 more games to play and a lot of opportunities to show that this is not what the Saints are all about, was last week.
That's true, Tim. And I don't know, Dan Quinn must have been listening last week when we were making fun of the Falcons for all those coaching changes and shifting the deck chairs around the tank. That must have provided the extra motivation, because this time the Titanic sunk the iceberg.
Yes,
it did. I mean, you just say, Tim, it's one of those games. You're still in pole position in the NFC South. You're still in, tied with Green Bay virtually. I know they're a half game ahead because they haven't had their bye. You're only a game behind San Francisco with the 49ers coming to town. You've still got 2 games against Carolina where you can put them away. So the Saints still hold everything in their hands. I don't think the playoff berth at risk or anything like this. And if anything, sure, let's go ahead and correct these things now in November instead of December and January. But, just a weird performance. Maybe they just got hung over watching LSU on Saturday and just got whipped up into a frenzy from that performance and just came out flat on Sunday.
Moving forward, of course, they have a little road trip to Tampa, and this is one of those games where, you want to see something a little bit better. And you're facing a team that is dangerous, and if Lattimore is still banged up, then that is a little scary, knowing that Evans and Godwin are going to just be able to somebody's going to be open. All of a sudden, O.J. Howard remembered, or the Buccaneers remember they have O.J. Howard last week. He had one of his better games, if not his best game of the season. Jameis Winston is such a crapshoot. He could throw for 405 yards and 4 touchdowns, or he might throw for 170 and get picked off 4 times and fumble twice. But I don't like where this is headed for the Saints. After a clunker having to go to Tampa Bay, where sometimes it doesn't really go that well with this team, and with all the injuries, I don't know. I'm not overwhelmingly positive heading into this week. Can you change my mind or not?
Tim, I think if you look back at that first meeting against Tampa, 31-24, but that was a blowout into the late stages. To me, I look at this team and I think that they need to get off to a good start. I mean, they just need to come out of the gates. I think that's something where the Saints have struggled a bit this season, and I haven't really seen a game, Tim, where they've come out, struggled a little bit, except for maybe the Houston game at the very start of the season when they've been able to really sprout a comeback. I mean, you look at Seattle, they played from ahead, Tampa, Jacksonville, Chicago, Arizona. I mean, all these games that they've won, except for the Cowboys game, which was kind of that defensive slugfest, they've been able to play from ahead. So you're going on the road at a place that's been really 50-50 for you over the years in terms of your level of success. Coming off of that kind of performance, I just think the biggest key is commit to the run, get off to a good start, get a couple stops early on defense. To me, that was really the biggest thing on Sunday against Atlanta was those two huge drives to start the game, and we're able to move the ball on the ground. And from that point on, it just always seemed like the Saints were going to play catch-up. So I think it's going to be a hard look in the mirror for the offensive and defensive line this week to say, hey, we are better than this. And I think they're going to come out motivated as all get out, make an early statement against Tampa, and hopefully be able to make them one-dimensional with Jameis Winston and be able to play with a lead. And I think that's the formula for success this coming week.
The two teams have split the season series the last 4 years. The Buccaneers won home games in 2016 and 17 and won in the Superdome in 2015 and last year. Of course, last year was the Fitzmagic game, 48-40. The Saints won in Tampa last year, but again, they've lost two of their last 3 games in Tampa. So there is just something that's a little nerve-wracking about this. It just seemed like also the Saints' defense was lackluster on Sunday. Like, I don't know. It's almost like everyone kind of showed up at the game and was like, oh, wait a minute, this is a game, not a practice? We're realizing it too late. There was just no sense of urgency that ever really kicked in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Tim. And I think Sean Payton said, well, it wasn't the energy, but the execution. I think he just sensed it throughout the game. And maybe it was because of those drives that just sapped a lot of the energy out of the building. But I just didn't think that the Saints had it on Sunday. And I think that was true from the opening kick. So to me, that's why, again, it's so important to come out with a hot start against Tampa on Sunday, because you've still got a chance, and this is the encouraging thing for Saints fans, you've got a chance to set this right. 3 more divisional games. You can get the win back against Atlanta. Thanksgiving.
Not going to be the biggest worry is facing those two teams in the playoffs, maybe even on their place or not.
Well, that's the thing, Tim. There's a lot of teams, especially in the NFC, with impressive records. I mean, you've got not just San Francisco and Seattle, and then you look at the North, you've got Green Bay and Minnesota. Maybe even Carolina, you could say, is a threat with Kyle Allen and Christian McCaffrey the way that they're playing. But to me, none of those teams really seem unbeatable. I mean, I don't think there's a